Boom! What's up, guys? We are live. So we got a dope live stream for you today. We got quite a few things packed. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to run through all the criticisms I've seen the last week about playing with fire. Most of them are based on fake news. So we're going to go through all that, and I'm going to show my receipts, to use some Freshandfit lingo. Then we got also there's been some criticisms by the Black Belt community. So we're going to run through those as well. Then I'm going to debate a Freshandfit fan. So we're going to have a good, productive debate. And then also, I believe a Black Pill guy is going to come on after that, and I'm going to debate him. He apparently has some dirt on me, so we're going to find out what it is. I have no idea, but I'm excited to see what it is. Let's get all pumped up by listening to our new lovely trailer. How do you feel about big dicks? We got Sarah J on the casting couch.
Yes.
She's never done this before.
You are about to have sex with other girls, but she's not. Fuck that shit.
What are some of the biggest mistakes you personally
Shoulder fuckers.
All right, we are back. So I'm going to quickly answer this. Wait, so you're actually debating someone? Yes. So we're going to do both. So first I'm going to address the comments. Then I'm going to be debating someone. Someone said, just bring Freshandfit on the show. Yeah, that would be awesome, except they will never do it. I've offered many times. They're not going to do it. So again, this idea that somehow I'm the one that's the barrier to this happening is completely false. I have publicly stated, and I'm saying it again, I'm totally down to have a debate with Freshandfit. I would love for that to happen, but they're the ones who are not doing it, not me. Okay, so someone said, this guy will lose a debate. Black Pill is the truth. Okay, I'm glad you think so. So why don't you, Victor, come on after him? So why don't we do, we'll just do fucking, I got to be done with this by 11, but we got plenty of time. So Victor, why don't you come on after this guy? Are you down? I hope you're not going to bitch out now. All right, so anyway, so let's start off with the some of the recent allegations. And I think there's some really factual incorrect narratives that are floating around, propagated by Freshandfit or the Freshandfit community. Okay, so the first one is, well, actually, I'm just going to play it so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I think for a lot of you guys, you're not familiar with any of this nonsense. So let me share my screen. We're going to start off with this one. All right, it's called "That Shrek-Looking MF Ruined His Chances of Talking to the Tates Ever Again Just Because He Wanted to Be a Salty Hater," posted on the Freshandfit subreddit. So yeah, okay, let's play this clip. Right, let me.
Is that the boys? Is that the official, or is it not? Tristan, where's your suit? Fresh Fit 820. Is that the boys? Is that the official, or is it not?
Either way, you need to put a suit on.
I don't need to put a suit on.
Shout out to Freshandfit.
Shout out to Freshandfit.
Shout out to Fit.
Let me just tell you, man, I took some podcast the other day, and someone tried to slide in some question on the sly. I didn't know he was an enemy of yours, or I wouldn't have done the podcast, G. But I told everyone that you were the real deal live on air, because I know those are the facts.
All right, so let's address this. So this idea that question was thrown in there on the sly is pure nonsense. So what really happened is me and Tristan have been talking for about a year trying to set this up, or maybe half a year. And so a week before the Freshandfit, before the Tristan Tate podcast, I made a post in the community tab, and I said, hey, what do you guys want me to ask Tristan? And a whole bunch of people said, hey, ask him about the Freshandfit thing. So a few days beforehand, Tristan was like, hey, man, so what are we going to talk about? I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go off the community tab, so the questions people asked. And then I literally sent him a screen recording of everything that was said, because for some reason he couldn't find it. I was like, so I just literally said, we're just going to go off the questions that are on here. I literally told him that. And then before we started the podcast, I said, is there any topics you want to avoid? Is there anything that's off limits? I do that with every guest I have on who I've never talked to before. And he said, no, man, no, anything's for a game. So I'm like, okay. So I literally just ran through the questions. So I'm going to share the screen for the so you guys can see the community tab that I'm talking about. Let me share this. 1 second. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. So questions to ask Tristan Tate. Okay, so this is the thing that I sent him. This is the post I made. Okay, so we got, and these are all the questions I literally asked. I just picked all the ones that are not troll ones. So we got, okay, do you disagree with him on Freshandfit ideologies? Here, Freshandfit comes up. Then we have, Okay, then we got scrolling down, and there's a few of these. Ask what value Fresh and Fit Rolo have to the Tate brothers. Here we have that question again. Then we have I know it came up a few more times. Wait, let me find it. Okay, so we got it here once. For some reason, I guess it's not letting me see all the questions, but at the very least, you can see the question comes up twice. Yeah, but I swear it came up a few more times. I just don't think it's letting me uh, show that. But yeah, so it came up at least twice, right? So again, so basically I told him, yeah, we're gonna go off the questions that are on there. He said, okay, no problem. And then literally that question was maybe 30 seconds of the whole podcast. And I prefaced the question by saying, hey man, I don't know if you're gonna want to answer this question. So I was literally just trying to be respectful and give them an out by basically saying, yo, you don't have to answer this. Because I understand that, they have some kind of working relationship. God only knows why. Yeah, so I was like, you don't have to answer this question. He answered the question. And believe me, I would have loved to press him more on that and been like, dude, like there's so many follow-up questions I could have asked. I could have been like, yo, dude, but like you guys are like already like very financially successful. You're multimillionaires. Do you really need to support like scammers just for the sake of like, publicity or whatever? But I didn't do any of that out of respect. I just literally asked the question because people were asking me about it, and then I moved on. And somehow, I guess Fresh and Fit took that as me sneaking a question in there. There's like zero sneaking involved. And then literally right after I saw that clip, I actually messaged Tristan about it directly. And I told him, dude, like, no disrespect, but I was very disappointed you did that because you're being disgenuine. Like, that's not what happened. And then he followed up. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Maybe I misread the, he's like, I guess I didn't read the, the questions you sent ahead of time. My bad. He's like, if you want, I can address it on the show. And I said, yeah, that part's up to you. I would prefer if you address it, clear it up, because I don't like the implication that I'm sneaky with my guests, because I've never once done that. But it's on you, right? So so that like this idea that it was somehow sneakily stuck in there is pure nonsense. I was just literally going off the questions that my audience was asking me, right? But I was kind of curious about that. And since we're on this topic, again, like I like the Tates. I think the Tates are legit. I can just tell by the way a dude carries himself whether he gets laid or not, and I can tell those two get laid. They seem like good guys, like really like dudes I would hang out with. Tristan was super, awesome on the podcast. Dropped a lot of good value. So again, all that aside, but since this topic is being brought up and was brought up by the Tates, I do gotta say, like, why the fuck do they continue to associate with Fresh and Fit? And I know the reason they give is say, there's two reasons. One is say, when we hung out with them on a boat, the chicks there weren't prostitutes. So fucking what? Like, there's been at this point so much evidence that everyone has sent them, me and so many other YouTubers, because they're friends with Anthony Johnson. They know John Anthony, that we've all sent them saying like, yo, these guys are, doing some very questionable shit. Like, you guys should not associate with them, because what you're doing is by associating with them, you're basically endorsing them. Like, you're directly supporting quote unquote evil. And again, they kind of like to, play dumb a little bit and say, they've always been cool with me. And that's fine. And honestly, none of this I would have never even brought this up. I would just kept my opinion to myself if they didn't, on that stream say that. So again, no disrespect to the Tates at all. I thought it was a dope podcast. But for Tristan to say that question was snuck in there is just factually wrong and pretty disgenuine. And he did tell me that, like, more or less that in a voice memo, and said that he would clear it up. So we'll see if he does that or not. But again, would I have Tristan on the podcast again? Absolutely yes. But again, I just want to clear up this implication that there was some sneakiness on my part, because that's just really factually not true. Okay, so. So we kind of went through that. Okay, let's go through the next one. So next we got the fight thing. Okay, so let's share the screen again. I love the subreddit. It's just basically them trying to find like little reasons to just basically bitch at me. All right, so let's. It's funny because they won't do it directly, so they want to do it indirectly because they don't want to seem like they're haters. Okay, so let's share the screen. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to go to the Chrome tab. Then we got, okay, there we go. Another subreddit. Leaked. King Life challenges Alex from PWF to a fight, and Alex is too scared to accept. This is hilarious. So this was sent at 10:30 a.m. What time was this post made? Can we see that? I don't know if we can see the top. But basically what happened was this dude DM me saying, hey, dude, I hear you still talk shit about Fresh and Fit. Let's meet up sometime, put some gloves on and fight. I'll be in Miami in 2 weeks just for this. How about it? You need to be checked. And I didn't respond because I was fucking sleeping. And then he, and then I saw it in my tab and then I didn't respond because I just, pretty much when I go through DMs, I just do it all at a time, like usually in the afternoon. And he took that as me being a bitch, I guess, and posted a screenshot saying I'm too scared to fight or too scared to accept. Okay. First of all, I did respond back to him. God only knows why I engage with these fucking trolls. I respond to him basically saying, yo, dude, like, if you like feel that strongly that you need to DM me that, you know, you're the people that you worship are being, I guess, mocked, then why don't you come on for a live stream and you can tell me basically in the fucking, in the, live on air why I'm wrong. And you can point it out, you can expose me, whatever. But explain to me why me meeting up with a random dude who I don't know and fighting him is going to somehow determine why my criticism of Fresh and Fit have merit. Let's say I win that fight. Does that mean that my argument is correct? Let's say I lose that fight. Does that mean my argument is incorrect? So logic makes no sense at all. And this is like some ghetto dumb logic, like, oh, like everything needs to end with a fight and the fight will determine yes or no. It's like super fucking dumb. Like this would be like literally if, let's say I accuse someone of stealing from me and he says, oh, dude, no, I never stole from you. I say, okay, this is how we're going to term this. We're both going to whip our dicks out. Whoever has the bigger cock is right. So if my dick is bigger than yours, that means that you stole from me. Like there's no correlation between the fight and the facts, that I've, basically all the facts I've outlined about Fresh and Fit. So logic makes no sense. Obviously, I'm not going to meet up with a random fucking dude who can't spell for a fight. Like, why would I do that? I haven't been in a fight in like 8 years. There's nothing cool about getting into fights or like fucking doing stupid shit like that. Like this is just like pure like ghetto logic. But anyway, so I invited this guy multiple times to come on the stream and said, yo, dude, like, if you want to actually, if you're this triggered by, because you could tell the whole conversation is my Instagram. And I think I posted parts of it, but I was like, dude, if you're that triggered by me criticizing Fresh and Fit, I guess in this case, it was him triggered by me asking the Tates a question about Fresh and Fit, then why don't you come on a live stream, like live on air, and you can point out why I'm wrong. And he wouldn't do it. He's like, oh, bro, he's just kept making excuses after excuses. I'm like, dude, just fucking come live on air and like, make your arguments. And he wouldn't do it. And this is the pattern I see time and time again is like these Fresh and Fit fanboys, they just bitch in the comments over and over again. And then my response is always the same. Dude, come live on air. Let's have a debate or let's have a discussion about it. And you can tell me, why I'm wrong. And they almost never do it. I got to say, the guy that's going to come on tonight, major respect to him because at least he's willing to have a discussion, which is something that Fresh and Fit are not willing to do. And speaking of Fresh and Fit not being willing to have discussions, so this is where it gets good. So you guys know I did a debate with Donovan recently, right? And the debate went really well. Props to Donovan. He was cool. He was respectful. We had a good discussion. He changed his mind about a lot of things, but that's okay. That's what happens in debate. I mean, hopefully it's because I made good points. And so I thought it was a really good discussion. And Donovan texted me afterwards. He said that, dude, this was a great discussion. I agreed. Like my relationship with Donovan, over text has been very cordial and like, respectable. Like again, like even though I disagree with some of the shit he says and does, like, he's willing to have a discussion. So he has my respect. However, I guess Myron thinks differently. So let's share the screen. Okay, let's do this. Okay, 1 second. So this is where things are going to get juicy. Okay, so this was on Donovan's channel. So this was the day after our debate, and I guess I came up, and then Donovan said this.
Henry Dembski says, please no more Alex play with fire. He's a joke. I mean, I don't. Yeah, you're giving me the no. Myron called me up and gave me an earful about the same thing. Whoa, what happened? Oh, sorry.
Changing the lighting is kind of weird.
Oh wow, look at dude, you got all the fucking tricks. So yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get with Alex and let him know, hey man, like, my guys are telling me blah 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 blah. I don't dislike the kid, but I mean, just given what he has said about guys.
Anyway, I mean, from there on, it's just kind of a ramble. But basically, the main point I want to point is that Myron called Donovan, right, and said, hey, I don't want you debating Alex anymore, right? Like, just think about how ridiculous that is. Like, I could just never imagine calling another YouTuber, right? Even if they're a really good buddy of mine, saying, dude, I don't want you talking to this guy. Like, this is some chick, this is some shit that's straight up like fucking bratty 18-year-old chicks do. I don't want you talking to him anymore. I don't like him. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, what, like, does a real man fucking do that? Call another man, say, I don't want you speaking to this man. Like, I would pay thousands of dollars to see how that conversation went between Myron and Donovan. And again, this is nothing on Donovan. Donovan has been super cool, and I get it. He's in a tough spot because on one hand, he's like, yeah, you know, Alex is cool to me. We had a good discussion. You know, the viewers seem to like it. On the other hand, this guy Myron, you know, who has this big podcast, you know, who, you know, like I do business with, I guess, you know, because they have him on the show, is telling me not to do it, right? So Donovan's kind of between a rock and a hard place. And so I'm, you know, if he doesn't want to do any more discussions, I'm not going to hold him to that. I understand the situation he's in. But I think the real thing that I want to point out is fucking Myron calling him and saying he can't do it. So not only do these guys not debate me themselves, right? They also don't want other people debating me who are associated with them. Like, that's how fucking paranoid they are. Like, they're just so fucking paranoid of, like, you know, contrasting narratives getting out there. Like, it's insane. And, like, their solution to the criticism is just to get one of their fucking little minions. And again, I don't know if, you know, Freshandfit is like that guy who, whatever, DM'd me. He's a moderator for them, I found out. Like, I literally just says that in his profile, so not much digging was, you know, required. But I don't know if like Myron put him up to this or not. I'm not going to make that claim. I don't know. I know he's a moderator for them. I can tell you this. If one of my moderators was acting like this, I'll be like, dude, you're fucking embarrassing my brand. Don't fucking DM other YouTubers and challenge them to fights because you got butthurt. Like, that's how that conversation will go. So I don't know if Myron put him up to that or not. I can't make that claim. But I think it's pretty ridiculous that like they're like most of their fans, they're afraid of having a discussion. Freshandfit is clearly afraid of having a discussion, and they don't even want like other YouTubers who like they're affiliated with having a discussion. Like, this is just like some next level paranoia. So I thought that was like, that just, honestly, I think that just makes them look bad. Like, at this point, I think that they are the ones you know, who are looking bad by basically just like being this paranoid and acting like this. So I think that, you know, it's not like, I think that they're the ones who are looking bad by doing this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, I found that pretty funny that like fucking Myron calls Donovan and is like, dude, I don't want you talking to Alex anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. If you do this, you can't go on my podcast. So again, no disrespect to Donovan meant at all, because he was super cool. So this is purely, you know, against Myron. Okay, so then let's go into we covered the fight thing. We covered the Donovan stream. Okay. Oh, let's actually, you know, this could be fun. Let's go through some of the Reddit and just quickly run through what's it called? Quickly run through the. Okay, so yeah, so again, like I hope this person's kidding. I'll live mine, run up on Freshandfit, like no, like this thing should not end in fights. Like, it's not that deep. Like, my criticism, like this all started with me just criticizing some of the dumb shit that Freshandfit says, and then they just made it a lot worse by hacking my Instagram, and then I was like, you know what, like fuck these guys. You know what's funny? I've still shown. Like, some people think that, you know, I'm just going all out on Freshandfit. In reality, I've shown so much restraint. Dude, like, once a fucking month or once every 2 weeks, some random chick I'm talking to is like, wait a second, I saw your YouTube channel. You know Myron? I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever I do. And they're like, oh, and then they tell me all this fucking dirt on Myron. Oh, he did this, he did that. And all that personal shit I've never talked about publicly. So, like, that happens actually fairly often. Like, I have so many screenshots on my phone of chick or voice memos, even that Myron sent them. They forwarded to me, where he basically just did some dumb shit and made himself look like a dumbass. And I haven't shown any of them because, again, it's not that deep. It's not that personal. I just simply disagree with, you know, a lot of the shit they say. But I think that, like, they're making it a lot more personal by, like, basically encouraging random dudes to DM me. Oh, let's jump into this. Okay. We're going to get into the personal line of questioning. So I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to get into my email now. Okay. So here's a screenshot. Okay, I'm not going to repeat the N-word, obviously. You a bitch-made ass N-word. His spelling is atrocious. Let me just zoom in on this because it's just so bad. Jet, so you know, there's several N-words in Miami looking for you. Keep them sunglasses on and a hoodie on. I don't actually wear sunglasses when you're around here, homie, because as soon as errors see you, like, why is their spelling so bad? Can someone please send these Fresh and Fit fanboys to middle school so they can complete basic grammar? You getting the fuck smacked out of you. You've been warned, fuck boy. I guess it's a compliment. Let's see how tough you are in person. Tough. Like the spelling here is just so atrocious. Like, dude, if you're gonna like slide in someone's DMs to like attack them, like at least work on basic fucking grammar. And like this is insane. Like again, it's not that deep. Like no one used to fight anybody. Like this is so fucking dumb and insane. That's their fucking logic. But like this dude, like he's such terrible spelling, and so fucking triggered. Like you should not be this triggered because someone is criticizing a YouTuber that you like, dude. Like, okay, if someone criticizes me, I certainly hope that my fans are not going to get super triggered. Like, I appreciate the loyalty, but like, yo, it's not that deep. Like, you don't have to get like super triggered, super butthurt about it. Like, get into weird like these altercations. Again, it's just crazy. Yeah. So anyway, so that's pretty funny. Okay, so let's get into the next thing. So okay, let's share the screen and go through the subreddit that they have, and we can just address these one at a time. Okay, there's a lot of share screening that's going around. Okay, so we're going to share the screen, and we're going to get into this one. Okay, so we're going to go through that. Let me see how it looks. Okay, so we're going to go through some of the Reddit stuff. Okay, Myron already ran up on Alex in person way back when the podcast first got started. I guess Alex needs a booster shot or a minus why this isn't good for him. Okay, so let's quickly address that. This notion that Myron ran up on me. So in reality, what happened was I was filming Infield one day, and Myron, actually, I didn't even know it was him. I just hear someone start yelling, "Yo, blah 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 blah," and this is all on Infield. Like I've shown this Infield publicly, and I'm like, yo, dude, like, what's up? Because I was so confused why he was so pissed. He's like, yo, dude, I heard you mention me in one of your videos. Don't ever mention me again. And I just really didn't like his attitude. I was like, dude, like, no, like, you're not going to tell me what to do. And and I was walking with a girl, so I was in set. So I guess me running away is me choosing to talk to a girl while I'm being videotaped, a girl who's into me, right? And I got a good shot of Infield rather than argue with Myron. So we were kind of just like arguing back and forth as I was walking away. And then afterwards, like after I got the chick's number, I actually walked back and we argued in the street for like 10, 15 minutes. I mean, it wasn't productive. And I'm actually not even proud of like that I'm just like sitting in the street in the middle of Miami arguing with Myron. But basically it was just like a back and forth, and he was just like confused, why I am critical of them. And I explained it to him, and he just was not understanding. And literally nothing got resolved, nothing happened. And then that was basically it. So it wasn't like anyone ran up on anybody, anyone did something to anybody. We just literally just got into like a verbal altercation, I guess is the best way of putting it. For like 10 minutes. But basically what initially happened was I was filming Infield and talking to a girl, and he kind of interrupted that, which I thought was a major dick move, because I've seen Fresh, out and about with chicks. And I never like bother him. Like, I've seen Fresh with, I've never seen Myron with a chick, but I've seen Fresh with chicks, and I just like don't say anything because I'm not going to cock block him. Yeah, sure, I don't like them that much, but I'm not going to like, ruin his odds with a chick. Like, it's just like a dick move. Okay. At least again, gets crooked nose fixed. Here we go again. That we know why he's talking shit. Okay, so again, this is not okay. He mentions Fresh and Fit almost all his videos. Yeah, so again, I mentioned Fresh and Fit maybe less than 5% of my videos total. 95 to 98% of my videos have nothing to do with Fresh and Fit. I mentioned them, and the reason this keeps coming up in a small percentage of my videos is because they keep doing dumb shit like hacking my Instagram. Like this whole thing, like I was done with them before they did this whole fucking false copyright strike thing. And then I was done with them again. Then they fucking hacked my Instagram. So it's just like, they just keep fucking doing dumb shit that makes me bring them up. Like I don't give a shit about them that much per se. Like whatever, they don't want to debate me. They're scared. They want to call. I'm not gonna say they're scared. It's not even a matter of fear. I guess it's actually Myron being smart, because that debate would not go well for them. And it's not that I'm so much better at debating than Myron. I think he's actually pretty decent and articulate. It would be just that my arguments are so much better. So, okay. This dude is a shit talker, not a fighter. No way he accepts that. Okay, again, not talking shit, just pointing out the facts. Let's kill these haters with success. Okay. For what is this? The 17th century? Are we seriously challenging people to duels? I like that. That's pretty funny. Even if you're a bozo yourself, you're not obligated. There's a lot of reasons to not fight other than being scared. If you win, you still get injured, broken nose, broken ribs. He can't win, or maybe he just thinks, yeah. So basically, yeah. So it's maybe he thinks he can't win, or maybe he thinks it's stupid. Either way, a smart decision from someone who's otherwise dumb. Okay, fair enough. It is a smart decision because obviously I'm not going to fight a random person with no reason. Like, why would I do that? Okay. Bro, why would PWF accept a fight from some random fresh and fit supporter? Yep. So actually it's funny because this is my first time going through this, but yeah, a fresh and fit supporter challenging someone because of polarizing views, not good look for these guys. Oh, it's pretty funny. I'm just looking at this now, but I guess like most people are agreeing with me and just like roasting them. Alex was called just to imitate. Everyone can understand there's different ideas, but when you attack, try deliberately to discredit people who have saved more lives than you ever will is the best for jumps. Alex has called people incel and losers. No, I don't believe I've ever called anyone an incel who wasn't an incel. I definitely don't try to imitate them, although they do have some good ideas. And if we're going to go down the imitation route, they've definitely taken a few of my ideas as well. Everyone can understand this, but when you attack and then try to deliberately describe people who have saved more lives than you ever. Again, it's not deliberate. I've made objective points why they're wrong about some of the shit they do. I never said that everything they do is wrong. But there's some shit that they say there's objectively wrong. Like Myron's genius idea of calling another chick in front of the chick who's giving you LMR as a way of like fucking, I guess, getting her to comply. That's a dumb idea. It's poor game, and I'm going to call that out. Right. And also there's been major piece of hypocrisy that have existed. I've made those plain. Again, it's not personal. If it was personal, I would drop all those screenshots the chick sent me of Myron fucking, doing dumb shit over text. Like I haven't dropped any of those, so it's not personal per se. I mean, they sort of did make it a little personal when they hacked my Instagram. But before that, it wasn't personal at all. It's just like some people just can't understand the idea that, they might deserve criticism. Like, dude, no one is above criticism. Like this, I'm not above criticism. Fresh and Fit is not above criticism. No one is above criticism. If you do dumb shit, if you're a hypocrite, you deserve to be criticized. It's not that deep. It's not a big deal. Criticism is, exactly what it sounds like, criticism. That's it. Simple as that. Like, okay, yeah. So someone said N-word cannot fight, preach, accept if it's challenging, pussy all the way out. So yeah, so I found it pretty ironic. Again, I'm not a big fan of this fighting shit at all. Like you'll never see me on this channel challenging people to fights because I think fighting should be a last resort. Like last resort when nothing else, when all else fails. I'll only fight if it's a matter of self-defense. Like I will defend myself, yes, but only if it's like I'm not going to attack people or stuff like that. You can catch a charge, you can, get injuries. It's just super fucking dumb. It's how dumb people settle arguments. Like smart people settle arguments with words and logic. Dumb people settle arguments with fists. Like that's really simple as that. But I will say I found it pretty ironic that what's his name? Fresh and Fit challenged Abin Preach to a fight. Then Abin Preach accepts. And then Fresh and Fit completely backs out. And then they accuse me of not wanting to fight one of their fanboys. Like, can you see the fucking contradiction here? How insane that is? Like, it's like, dude, like, okay, if they want to, like, after they backed out of that fight, they should probably just, like, not bring up the idea of fighting at all after that. Because clearly, they don't have any ground to stand on when it comes to fighting, like, after that fucking incident. So, that's just fucking insane. Okay, so we kind of got through that. What else do we have? Okay, so then we got some of the black belt criticisms that I've been seeing. Okay, and there's a few. One is, I'm going to just quickly address them. So one of them is that we're copyright striking, videos of black pillars. Okay, so here's what happened with that. There was this black pill channel. I think it was called Coach Soap Pill or something like that. And basically he took somewhere Infield, no criticism, no commentary. He just took the Infield. He basically cut it out very deceptively to make it look worse than it is and reposted it on his channel. That is not, that is not making a commentary criticism video. That is basically plagiarism in a way, deceptive plagiarism. And basically what happened was my business partner, Indian P, did a copyright strike on that video, right? I will fully admit that. Despite what I said, it was still wrong of him to copyright strike it. And I told him that personally. I said, like, after I found out about them, like, hey, dude, don't copyright strike any videos, anymore, right? And, he said, okay, sorry, my bad, right? And it's simple as that. So he did that without my consent. But again, the only reason we won the copyright appeal is because YouTube was like, yeah, this is not criticism or commentary. This is pure copywriting because you're taking someone's content without any kind of commentary and you're basically putting it on your channel. So that's what was referred to that, I believe. I don't know if there's anything else, but we're going to have a black pillar on in a little bit and he can address other criticisms. So that was that one. So I'll address that. So anyway, two wrongs don't make a right, basically. He was wrong in doing that, but we were Indian P was wrong in copyright striking it. Two wrongs don't make a right. Okay, so the other criticism I've seen is that there's rejection videos of me. So he's like, dude, there's infields of you guys getting rejected. That means that you guys are whatever, fake or whatever. Okay. Yes, because I fucking posted them on our YouTube channel. So you can't expose me on something I publicly posted on my own channel. That I posted that to show that most interactions will end in rejections. That's how, game is. Like 80-90% of your interactions will be rejections. That's okay. It's not a big deal. So I showed that video to show that, everyone gets rejected, even me. So what they took as, I guess, proof that I have no game was actually me trying to make a point to my audience that everyone gets rejected and explain to them the reality of the game. So the black pillars have this idea that if game worked, then you would be able to get every girl. No, that is not true. Game is about optimizing your chances with girls. But when you cold approach a girl, your odds are fairly low. When you match with a girl on Tinder, your odds are pretty low. Now, of course, when you run high volume and you follow an optimal strategy, you increase those odds and you get decent results. But that doesn't mean that you're going to get with every girl. That's just like a misconception. That's like me saying if if weightlifting worked, that everyone would be super jacked. No, it's a fucking process. And so it's just the logic doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's take a few questions, and we got Caduceus in the so that's the black pill guy. So maybe we'll have him on. So I'm actually going to push back on that. Mine was on seeking arrangements. Of course, he pays for the box. So actually, I've defended Freshandfit on that, and I'll defend them again on that. Just because you're on SA doesn't mean you pay for box. You can use SA as a dating tool, and it's something that I've personally done. I personally do from time to time. Myron does that. So just because he's on SA doesn't mean he pays for box. So I've defended them about this in the past, and I'll defend them on it right now. Yes, okay, so exactly. They don't constantly make videos about them. They address shit that's done to them by Freshandfit. Yeah, exactly, basically. Okay, someone says, you can actually counter-sue them for abusing DMCA against you. Yeah, I guess I could, but I'm not going to. I have no desire to do that. I'm not into, any of that. Someone says, hire me as a bodyguard against Freshandfit stands. And only payment requires time with Rhaegar. You can kind of see Rhaegar in the background. Rhaegar is adorable. Rhaegar, actually, I think Rhaegar would protect me. So if someone attacked me, I think Rhaegar would just bite their dick off. He's super friendly and nice, but yeah, he fucking loves me. So I think I would be safe on that. Law, you can definitely ignore it. Ever heard of turning on cheek? Do you have to address every piece of criticism? Just let actions speak volumes. I disagree with this logic. People have said this, dude, why don't you just mind your own thing? I think that you should speak out about things that you think are wrong. I'm not just going to keep silent. That's why I have a platform, so I can speak up my mind. And I will address criticisms. I'm not going to just, I guess it's different mindsets and strategies. Some people prefer to ignore criticism. That's never been my strategy. I like to address shit head on. So I will address all the criticisms I see. I don't give a shit. That's just my style. Okay. Let's actually have Caduceus on real quick before we have, and then right afterwards, we're going to have the Freshandfit debate on because he's not here yet. So let's have Caduceus on. Yo, what up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, good. So, so Caduceus, he was the guy I was referencing earlier. You're a black pillar, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So me and Caduceus were doing a stream on Kevin, no, on Duke's channel a few days ago, and Caduceus had some criticisms, and I didn't get a chance to address those because I had to go. So I wanted to address them right now. So let's just go through them one by one.
Yeah, well, first things first. I made a video that was breaking down the debate you had with MD, Kevin, Duke was moderating. And in the second half, because I was questioning what your roommate Nitin had, some of his like legitimacy, I said, let's check out one of his infields. Let's see what's going on. And I broke down the body language that was going on. I also broke down, I actually found a couple jump cuts in your infield. And in your comment section, you actually doubled down on it and said it wasn't cut. It was uncut. And I pointed out in the comment section, in the video, I actually didn't notice it. A panelist that came on, because I opened the panel at that point, he noticed a couple jump cuts, and then I played it back and found it. Actually, in the video, it was the Indian guy picks up tall white girl, I think is the name of the title. I put in the comment section a couple of timestamps where I found the jump cuts, and right after the jump cut, like after the first jump cut, it was like it switches from not being interested in body language to I'd totally like to go get drinks. What's going on? So it's a little bit suspect.
Okay, let's play
your legitimacy. Yeah, so we can find it.
Yeah, let's play the video and let's go through that. Okay, so you're talking about is the video. Oh yeah, okay. So Jaymon is here. Jaymon, so give me 15, 20 minutes. I'm just Caduceus guy here first, so I'm just gonna go through what's it called? All his criticisms, and then we'll get into you. So my apologies about that. Just give me 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so let's pull up the clip. So you're talking about the Russian one?
I don't think a Russian one. No, it was I don't know if she was Russian or not. She might have been.
Is it a tall chick?
It was on the street. I think the video is called Indian Guy.
Okay. Let's
up tall white girl.
Okay, let me find it, and then we're gonna share a screen, and we'll go through.
Hold on, let me put the link in the private chat.
Okay, you're gonna send me the link.
I'll send that here.
Okay, I see it.
He just
Okay, so I'm gonna share screen. Hang on a second. Oh, I gotta stop. Okay, there we go. Then share screen, Chrome tab. Okay. Do you remember around what timestamp it is?
Yeah, I have the exact timestamps in the comment section. 9:46 after he says Z to A, and then at 10:37 after he says, "Who's the one who's forgetting?" Those are the 2 points. And like, this isn't to like say you guys don't get box ever. This is more to just kind of question legitimacy.
Okay, well let's go through it.
It seems like there's a piece missing, and if you guys are the game guys, you're cutting out the game, and then if the game is real, you're cutting out the game, and if it
wait, hang on,
if you're propositioned or you're hiding that. So there's two options.
Yeah, let's find the clip so I know exactly what you're talking about, because we released a lot of Infield. So I can't really address something if I don't know what it is yet. So you said around the 9:46 mark.
9:46 exactly. I think I saw my comment. Just go down a little bit more. Oh, you went all the way up.
Or do you remember? Do I go down or up?
It was down. I had a whole comment that broke it down.
Okay.
And I'll see my logo in a bit. It's orange, so it helps out. There it is.
We go. Okay.
Yeah, and I've kind of filled out my concerns there.
Okay.
I think
Okay, yeah. We're gonna go through this. Infield is probably fake. Maybe it starts normal actions, but business proposition likely happened between cuts, jump cuts, stuck out. There may be more. Okay, 9:46 after Z to A. Okay, so
Z to A, right?
there it is. Ready?
I told you a few things. You gotta ask that. Yes. Okay.
That's the last thing we spoke about, just so you know. Never be afraid to challenge a girl. Okay, so that's the last thing she heard about what I said, and she called that out. So of course I'm going to call it out. That was actually the last thing we talked about.
Well, I'm going to
Technicality. Z to A, right?
There it is.
Okay. So there was a little thing here. Yeah. So I'll quickly address that. It's not that deep. So basically, it's not actually me filming the infield. We have a camera guy. We film using a GoPro, and what most likely happened is the battery died and he had to replace it. That is really what I would say 99.9% chance is what happened. I could like reach out to him and see. I would have to even figure out, because we use different infield guys. But that's what happened there. Is most likely the battery just died and he had to replace it.
Okay, that's a possibility right there. I'm just concerned that her demeanor completely changes after that, and the conversation shifts. So it seems like there's a lot that we're missing here, and changing a battery that takes a bit of time. So I guess that's why we're missing conversation. But it's a shame because you go from poor body language, uninterested, to I would love to get drinks. So you're kind of missing the key point.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we can run through the whole thing, but basically, the way let me just kind of explain that. So the way we film Infield, it's not like we go out there and we just get this interaction. It's like there's hours and hours of filming involved to get like good infield footage, right? Because a lot of times, for example, like the chicks have to walk away, or we don't have the angles, so there's a lot of stuff involved. So we're out there for hours. Like
I just have a screen.
Like,
I have a screenshot of you though in the comments saying that it's unedited, like no cuts, whatever. And
where do I say that?
I have a screen. It's in the comments. You were chatting with Black Circle from 2 months ago because that was about the time I got the strike for my reaction to this initially.
Okay, so
I have a screenshot of it, and you said that there's no cuts, no jumps, no nothing. So like at least we've cleared up that there are cuts in this video.
Yeah, well, but the cuts are there because the battery dies and shit like that. But we also, I'm sure, again, like it's interesting that you were able to pick up on that because honestly, I would have completely missed that if you didn't point that out. But I'm sure we have a whole bunch of infields where the battery didn't die at all and from start to finish. Like I'm sure that again, I don't film.
Well, I don't know. I don't know your content very well. I just think that. It just looks suspicious from mine, and it can take a hit at your legitimacy, especially when you're saying no cuts. They're there.
I mean, I really don't see how a battery dying while I'm filming Infield.
But like, no one knows if the battery died.
I mean, sure.
You're saying that, and you're saying that there's no cuts in the comments with other people.
Okay, I don't know which comment you're talking about.
Well, I can like send it to you on email.
Okay. Also, okay, that's fine. You can send it to me, and I'll even take your word for it. Let's say I did say that. One thing you have to keep in mind is also it's not just me. And like playing with fire is not just me. There's a whole bunch of people, and I have different people doing the comments. So maybe the person who left that comment thought that it was whatever, like that there was no jump cut there, but I guess it was. And yeah, like I'm not denying that there's a cut there. I'm like 99.999% sure it was because the battery died. But like to jump to the conclusion that just because there's a cut means that we're like stage this. I would hope that if we're going to stage interaction, we can do a lot better than that. But I will say this, for every one of these that we have that's successful, we have a whole bunch that don't go that well. And we show that, we've shown fail infields. Not a lot of YouTubers do that. So we have a whole bunch where it doesn't go well, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'm like at the comment section, the guy's saying that I'm trying to say you guys never get laid. No, I'm just trying to say that like there's some shift. It just seems shifty, and I want you to clear it up, and I want to bring up the criticism. And the other one, there's another one at 1037.
Okay.
So if the battery died twice within 1 minute, you need to get a new GoPro, bro.
Okay, let's see the one 1037. Hang on, 1029.
Tell me what your profession is, or what you.
I told you.
It's after he says who's the one who's forgetting.
You actually should tell me that.
Yeah. Oh, so who's the one who's forgetting, huh?
It's me.
There you go.
Because I was going to ask you for drinks and take your number so that we can meet another time.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the battery died again. I don't fucking know what happened. Let me see.
So I would suggest you at least get a new GoPro and then like be on the same page with your editor or whatever, because there would be 2 different video files if the battery did die. So I just for your team, since playing with fire is not just you, it's just a suggestion for your business to bring it all together if it is actually the battery dying. Only you know the truth that happened behind this situation. I just explaining how it could be shifty, and the guy might think you're manipulating. Because like between cuts, realistically, you can have a lot going on. She could be like, "Hey, I see that camera over there. What's going on?" And then you're like, "Hey, if you let's just say that you just walk to my place with me. We don't have to do anything. I'll pay you like $50, and then you can move on with your night." She might accept that. So like, there's plenty of explanations. I'm not accusing you of it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of explanations that you can get between cuts. And maybe you need to get better batteries. Maybe you need a new GoPro, and maybe you need better communication if your explanation is true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could technically be that. I'm not gonna, deny that that's not a possibility that one could think could happen. I can tell you certainly that's not what happened, and I think that if you go through like my videos, my infield, because I have quite a few, I'm sure you will find some that don't have any of these like jump cuts. So, yeah, I mean,
that's very possible, and like I'm not saying that you're an incel. That's never the point. I'm not saying you can't get laid.
no, I know, but you are making the argument, or at least kind of suggesting that means that this whole thing is fake.
Well, I think that's the most simple explanation for the thing, because
That's
battery
the,
dying.
that's the most simple explanation. So the
Yeah,
battery
because there's
dying is
cuts.
The most
There's
simple
cuts. There's Sony
explanation.
Vegas
The
maxing
most
right
simple.
there.
The most simple explanation.
Well,
is
if
that
it was
we made a
one
deal with this girl and paid her $50 and told her that, yeah, hey,
no,
I
no,
want you.
let's pause right there. I think the battery excuse would be the most simple explanation if it happened once in the video, and then everything else, and then I'm saying it all. You could be telling the truth. It's just no one knows but you. And
Okay, so why don't
so
let's do this. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's make a bet, and I'll do a lie detector test. You can pick the facility of your choice. I'll go and do it. I'll do a lie detector test.
I don't have the time for that shit, man. but let's go on to the next topic, because like this is something.
Well, I mean, that's the only way we're gonna get to the bottom of it. If I do a lie detector
well,
test,
I just want the info to be out there. And
Okay,
your viewers can come to the conclusion that they want.
Okay,
and we can move on to the next topic, because I know
okay,
you have another
Before
guest.
we move on to the next one, here's the one that I want to. Here's the one way we're gonna get to the bottom of it. And this is my offer. I will go and I will pay for my own lie detector test at a facility of your choice. But if I'm proved correct, I would want you to reimburse me for the lie detector test and admit publicly that you are wrong.
I don't care about the lie detector test. I just want people to know that there's jump cuts there.
Yeah, I mean, they know. I mean, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Okay, let's move on.
People can come to their own conclusion there. I'm not gonna. I don't care if you get under the lie detector test.
Well, that's the only way we're gonna get to the bottom of it, though.
I don't care if you're lying or not. I just want people to know that there's cuts in there, because you say in the comment section this is uncut footage.
Right, but the cuts only matter if like no one gives a shit if it's because the battery died. People give a shit if it's because it's fake infield. So I'm offering to completely, disprove this idea of, being a lie detector test. I'd be happy to do it at any facility of your choice and pay for it myself.
The whole point of it is that we've already caught you on inconsistency in your comment section versus what's in the video. I just don't know what to trust from.
But that's like a really small, tiny, fucking minute mistake that was probably made by one of my staff who didn't think.
Well, I recommend anyone to rewatch this video at the jump cuts, and the jump cuts are right when she suddenly says, "Yeah, I want to get drinks." Right before it, she's
so
nothing.
Why are you refusing
right after
the lie detector offer?
Lie detector doesn't matter, man. Like only you know if you're lying or not.
But
I don't know if you're lying or not. I'm just saying that there's two jump cuts, and that's the conclusion I'm coming up to.
Okay, but that's what we can figure out.
I'm saying there.
Lying.
I want this chat. They can watch it. They can come to their conclusion. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. I just want this to be out there, and I appreciate you having me on. We can go to the next topic because it is different.
I'm just confused why you don't want to do the lie detector thing.
Because I don't care. I don't care if you're lying or not. I just want to clear up whether there's cuts or not. And you said yes. That's all what I wanted to clear up.
Right, but the implication with the cuts is that means that I'm faking the infield. It's not just about the cuts. No one gives a shit about the cuts, but people do care if I'm faking infield.
Well,
that's the implication.
I want to know the truth because you told Black Circle that it was uncut completely.
Okay, I didn't tell anyone. Someone who works for me in the comments who didn't know. It's such a tiny inconsistency.
Well, then I guess that's something for you to figure out for next time.
I mean, yeah, dude, like honestly, at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit about these like super tiny inconsistencies. Like I'm happy to address it, but like I'm not gonna be like fucking like super anal about my staff and like guys. Okay, this infield had a jump cut in it. I want everyone to be aware of that. Like I just have so much more important things to focus about. But okay, I just want to point out.
Yeah, I just want to point that out. And also, like, this is one that I got the privacy strike on. I gave Coach Soappill the permission to mirror it on his channel. It's my commentary. And also Mike Cav. We were chatting over it. We were talking about how Nitin started in the middle of the sidewalk and pushed her in kind of off the street to one point with his body language squared up the whole time. That whole thing got privacy struck by your boy.
So you do have a legitimate point there. So I'm gonna say this publicly. You guys are free. I've already told him not to copyright strike any more videos. That was done without my consent. So you guys are free to repost it, and we will not touch it. So I will promise you that publicly.
Yeah,
so.
I'll do it. I actually deleted it in YouTube. I thought that there was a cut because Mike saw your Got Crits Home shirt and said and speculated on whether it was whether you were a heroin addict or not, and I wanted to
You
cut
gotta
that
be
out.
shitting me.
I wanted to cut you out. I wanted to cut that out of the video, and I did. I was new to YouTube Studio and actually deleted the whole video except that clip.
That is the
And I was
most
like-
extreme speculation that because
Yeah, because I wanted to cut it out because it was
Okay.
unfair.
Well, I appreciate you being fair on that because that is the most insane speculation ever. That's like me saying, "Oh, I saw you fucking eating sushi. That means that you're a fucking fish." Like,
Yeah,
okay.
that kind of thing. Yeah, so I wanted to delete that, and because I thought that's what the initial strike was on, because the timestamp was there, and then I accidentally deleted everything except that. But when I pay for StreamYard, I'll get access to that whole stream, because it's locked up somewhere because I'm using free StreamYard right now.
I will even offer to since we're technically responsible for I guess that video being taken down. So I'll pay for your first month of StreamYard Premium so you can get that video. So whatever it is, just send me like a Zelle request or something like that, and I'll reimburse you for that since we're responsible for that.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'll figure out a way we can do it anonymously. That's
okay. That's fine. So
I appreciate that. Banning
yeah,
it
no
for
problem.
that.
Yeah, no, I will full on take responsibility for that, even though I didn't do it myself. I'm still the head of the business, and so yeah, I mean, it was an honest mistake, and it won't be happening anymore. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, and then the next topic I had was more of like a criticism of your like social awareness.
Okay,
and that's something like that I think a lot of people in the chat can learn from.
Okay. Yeah,
so
sure.
whether you want to call it, like, you might call that game, I just call it social skills. I don't think it builds up any attraction. It's more the logistics of it. Like terminology, I don't care. I just think that there was you kind of exposed your lack of social awareness during that Tinder flaking epidemic video.
Okay, yeah. So what's
because I actually thought 2 out of 4 of the girls were initially interested in you, smash wise. Well, the other ones.
Well, let's get into
detail
details so I know exactly what you're talking about. So what exactly do you mean?
Well, there was a point where you were saying that, like, you had her on the line saying that, oh, I want to smash, and then she was down, and then you backpedal into, how would you like a romantic glass of wine on my balcony?
Wait, hang on. Which chick? Let's pull up the video.
Yeah, it would help if we had the video.
Okay,
I could talk about all 4 if you want.
Let's pull it up so I know exactly what you're talking about. Because again,
absolutely,
I make so many videos. Okay, and then Jaymon, just bear with us. We're coming close to an end. It was only those 2 things, or there's more, so I could give them a realistic idea.
Yeah, and this is like just kind of nitpicking, but
that's fine. That's fine. Let's pull it up. So it was the flake epidemic. So let me search for that. Epidemic PWF.
Yeah, and I only care about the screenshots more than
American
the commentary.
flake. Okay.
Sweeping across.
Okay, so let's fast forward. Okay, so
day
was it this chick or which one was
that? That was one that I had commentary on. Yeah.
Okay.
So from there, it sounds like you have her. Like, she wants you to smash her. Like, the social awareness is come over here and fuck me.
Where's that said, or what are you basing that on?
You said she's like, happy hump day and still good for tonight, and which is kind of implying, because I'm sure you let up with we're gonna smash because she's talking about hump day.
Well, right? No. So that's an important correction. So I'm usually nowadays, so I used to be more explicitly sexual over text. Nowadays, my style is not to be that explicitly sexual. So no, I severely doubt
then I misread that one. My bad. Okay. If we go down, it seems like the point you lose her is when you talk about the bottle of wine on your balcony. That's when you lose her right there.
Yeah. So okay. So I mean.
So the social. I don't know what happened before. So like typically in this situation, I see you might have led with the implication or impression that you were going to smash her and then kind of backed away.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I'm usually much more implicit. So the happy hump day, that's not necessarily a sign of the girl like being sexual. It's just her like fucking riffing off what's going on. So here I'm confirming. So here, that's my standard confirmation.
Okay, I'll admit I got that one wrong. But if we go further on that same one, don't you think you got the social awareness after her ignoring you? After the first time she ignored you, that it's over at that point.
When I said breaking my heart, sorry, not real happy myself.
No, past there. Like when you're double, quadruple texting.
Oh, Yeah. So I mean, I've always this is like a common, I guess, some criticism that people give me is like, oh, dude, you double, triple texting girls. Yeah. So it takes like 5 seconds to send a text. I don't buy into this idea that you're somehow like less of a man or hurting yourself.
No, I don't think you're less of a man. I'm more about the efficiency and whether with your
Yeah.
time.
So it's yeah. So basically, it takes like all these texts. I already have them all saved anyway. It takes like a split second to send that. What I do is about once a week or maybe twice a week, I go through my phone. I look at any leads that haven't followed up, and then I just mass send them the same follow up text.
Yeah, I see how that's easy in a way. But the point I'm making is that do you think that the ones that you get replies back anyway and have success would have gotten back to you whether you sent a message or not?
No, because I always if
it just hasn't been.
So because if you look at the timestamps, I always space them out. So typically I'll double text 2-3 days, triple text maybe a few more days, but before I quadruple text, I will always give it a week.
Yeah.
So at that point, because of the timing on that, no.
Yeah. So like whether she was into you or not, because I thought you started out sexual in this conversation and she was down. So like at this point, she may not have even been attracted to you to begin with in this chat.
Well, I mean, there's definitely, I forget if this is where exactly source this lead came from, but I mean, I don't know if she's how attracted she is or not. As I've kind of talked about, chicks nowadays have so many fucking options. So I don't know if it's as simple as like her saying, "Oh, I'm attracted." Nope, I'm not attracted.
Well, yeah, of course she's not going to say it straight up, but it's not hard. It's not hard to pick up on.
Yeah, so let me finish. So she's probably interested on some level, and another level she has so many other options. Maybe she went with a different option, what she perceived as a better option. Maybe she decided not to go on any dates with anyone. But I have shown, I've done videos where I have shown examples of extreme persistence working out, where I've shown examples of quadruple texting actually leading to a positive outcome. So it can work. Is it going to work most of the time? No, it's going to, it's a small probability.
Yeah, well, I misread the beginning of this situation, so like I'll take credit on that one. But the other, I think like half of them I perceived interest, and other half I didn't, and it seemed like you were talking your way out. Like it's from what it appeared to. I might have misread the other ones the same way. 2 of them just weren't interested and said hi, and then after you sent like the third text back, like the hi was the formality, and then she just never was interested to begin with. And then on the other hand, the one that was interested, like if you do you kind of do the wine play a lot. Hey, let's have a romantic bottle of wine on my balcony. Because if you lead with sex, you tell her let's fuck, and she says yes, and you backpedal and say, hey, let's have a glass of wine on my balcony.
I would never say so. This is.
I'm speaking colloquially. Like, of course, you're not being that explicit, but if she's down, she's down, and you picked up on that. And if you go back, these chicks, they want to get smashed too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure the chicks want to get smashed, but a lot of them have let me finish.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them.
I just wanted to illustrate my point a little bit better before.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's like saying that. Let's say you invite your bro for a beer.
All right.
They say, hey, come over, let's have a beer, and then you ask him in the next message, hey man, do you like soda? And then when he's getting ready to come over for a beer, you then say, hey, let's have a soda out on my patio, when he originally was thinking he was going to get a beer. That's going to change the impression of him coming over. Of course, he's your boy. He's going to come over anyway. But let's say like sex was the beer, and that glass of wine is like the soda in this situation.
Yeah, I see your point. I'm going to counter by saying that few things. One is that I haven't really used the explicitly sexual style in several years, so I'm never, actually, kind of doing that. I'm never actually being super sexually explicit. 2, there's actually some credence to doing it that way anyway, because if you're a super sexual with a girl from the start, that doesn't mean that the girl can't get anti-slut defense. That's usually a high reason why girls will bail is, they like the idea in the moment, they're sexting you, and then, day of the day, they're like, fuck, they get anti-slut defense and they bail. So it is usually better from my experience. That's why I stopped being explicitly sexual, is to give them that pretense, give them like a logical reason for coming over that's not sex.
I mean, I guess that's a different strategy. Like, I'm at the point where, like, if I'm getting them on Tinder, it's a meat market, and I'm going to I like the explicitly sexual strategy, because if they're on Tinder, there's likely not much value beyond sex, and I want to screen for that attraction right away.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strategy I used to use. I wonder if you will come to the same conclusion I do, and that that I did a few years later, is that it's better to be implicitly sexual because you miss out on a lot of leads by being explicitly sexual. But I am familiar with that style. I used to be very explicitly sexual myself, but then I found that I was losing a lot of leads who get anti-slug defense last minute and be like, oh, I'm not that kind of girl. So I got tired of that. So I decided to be a little bit more under the radar. Okay, is there anything other criticisms that you want to address?
I think we talked about the gist, and that was more about just about social awareness and social calibration. And I thought that you were kind of, now that you explained your strategy, I see what you're talking about. But it seemed a bit like when I first saw the DMs, they seemed a bit socially inept, to be honest with me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad we chat about them.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of ran through that. It's funny because there's a whole bunch of things I want to counter and bring up to you, but I don't think we have the time because I've kept Jaymon waiting. But there's a whole bunch.
Whether it makes a stream or not, you can always chat with me. You got my email now.
Yeah, we should do a part 2, and where I want to challenge some black pill ideas that I see as kind of problematic. So, but that's not going to be done in 5-10 minutes. It's going to take quite a while. So let's do a part 2, guys. In the comments, let me know if you want to see a part 2 to this. And
and I see people saying Alex 1, opponent 0, opponents 1, or opponents -1. It's not about competition. It's about us having a discussion so we can build together in a way.
No, I think that's good. I think you have a healthy mindset. I don't see that mindset quite often in the black pill community, but I'm not going to hold you to something that you don't have. So, I think we kind of got through that. And yeah, man, I think we should do a part 2, and because there's a few things I want to address. I was going to address those with Mugtao Dictionary when he was going to come on my channel, but then he completely bailed on that. But I'm glad that you came on, and then we kind of ran through this. So let's do a part 2. So I'll email you and we'll set it up, and yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah, if I got the time and you've got some decent topics. I don't see why we can't chat. I also open up my channels. I also actually open up my panels, and tomorrow I'm having a stream. So if you want to hop on, then we can chat. But the topic is topic's about pay to play. So I don't know how much that really fits with your style. So it'd probably be better to schedule something up. And I am having Duke and Dawn as a guest next week, so that could be a little more balanced for you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm open to shit. So, okay, I've kept Jaymon waiting for quite a while. So we'll email back and forth. I'm glad I could kind of address some of these criticisms, but yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right. No problem, man. Cheers.
All right. So we kind of ran through that. So, and he was respectable. He was cool. I don't know why he didn't take me up on the lie detector test, because I feel like that's the only way to get to the bottom of it, right? If I'm lying, because the real issue isn't the jump cuts, but the real issue is the implication I'm lying. But whatever. I'm not gonna hold him to it. He was a cool guy. Whatever. But I'd be happy to do that, by the way. If there's other black dealers who want to take me up on my offer, so if you think I'm faking Infield, you can pick the lie detector facility of your choice. I will take the lie detector test. I will pay for it. The only thing I ask for is 2 things. One is that after I pass the lie detector test, that you reimburse me for it, and 2, that you publicly say that you are wrong about the implication. That's my offer. Okay, let's get Jaymon on. Yo, what up, dude? I can't hear you, man. I think your audio is off.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What up, dude? Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Oh, no, it's all good.
You got a little echo on your end. Is there anything you could do about the audio?
Let me see. How bad is it? It's give me 1 second. It's still echoing.
It's okay. I think you'll be fine. I think we'll be able to get through it. So yeah, so basically, I guess so Jaymon is a YouTuber, and I made a post about Freshandfit, supporters, basically, or anyone who I guess disagrees with my criticism coming on. Jaymon responded, and I respect the fact that he's willing. I was telling him this privately, that he's willing to come on, because pretty much every other Freshandfit supporter is not willing to do that. So I respect the fact that he's here, and we're going to show him respect, and we're going to have a good discussion. So yeah, man, let's start off with, I guess, just what your criticisms are, I guess, of my criticisms or whatever.
Sure, yeah, man. I'm gonna start off by saying, man, I've actually been a subscriber of yours for a little bit now.
Oh, cool.
So I've
Okay.
actually watched your channel probably longer than Fresh and Fit. Discovered you probably about a year, 2 years ago, 3 years. And I made you good with the text game and stuff like that. You introduced me to that side of the world for that. And so but yeah, the main thing I wanted to comment on was there's more history between you and Myron that you're not really revealing. You know what I'm saying? I constantly hear the narrative that I'm walking down Brickell and then doing Infield, and Myron shouts out, "Hey bro, don't do a video of us," and this and that. So on one of your videos, I forgot to get the actual timestamp, but I believe it was the one with what's his name, Wilder, something like that.
Kevin Ray Wilder?
I think so, yeah, him. It was him, or you was either one with your girl. You said in the middle of the videos that back in the day when Myron first got started, he had little to no subscribers, and he actually come onto your podcast or your channel and do an interview, and you declined Myron and said you don't have enough followers. You need to get your followers up maybe 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers. So once he got up to that, you tried to get him on, he declined. And he actually speaks about a lot of times on his podcast how people that he's helped up or that was with him since the beginning, because I think Rolo Tomasi, he was on his channel way before he was nobody, you know what I'm saying? And they're still together to this day. So I can understand why he probably declined your offer to come back on right after you declined him when he was at the bottom.
Yeah. So let me
clarify that.
Yeah, let me clarify that. So this has actually not been a secret. I've said this in other streams. So basically, my whole history with Myron. Let's do it right now from start to finish. So a few years ago, before Freshandfit was everything, Myron DM'd me on Instagram. He said, "I'm a big Playing with Fire fan, man. I live in Miami too. I'd love to meet you." And back then, Playing with Fire wasn't so popular, so I was more open to meeting random people. I met up with him. We went out a few times, and we worked out together a few times. I would say we were friends, but we were acquaintances.
This is new information to us. So
no, I've said this in other streams. That's out there. So so we were acquaintances. I went out with him because I've said that I've gone out with Myron, and I think he's intermediate at best. Like, we've gone out, and this was way before Freshandfit. Now, in terms of him coming on my stream, so the story there is this. Myron said, yo, man, because basically I used to have more fitness people on, and Myron's like, "Yo, these fitness people you're having on are whack, man. Let me come on." And I said this. I said, Myron, because I knew he was starting a YouTube channel. He told me at that time that he was starting. I was like, Myron, I didn't decline him. I said, let's hold off until your channel gets a little traction so people know who you are, and then we'll do that live stream. I didn't tell him no. I said, let's hold off on it, right? And again, that was because no one knew who he was at the time. He would have been just a random person. And honestly, he was never that good of a friend that I would just purely have him on out of loyalty. He was an acquaintance, and I liked him, but we weren't that close that I would just be willing to have him on for just no reason. So I never said no. I said, let's hold off. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So when this is way before Freshandfit blew up, but when they started picking up a little steam. So this is when he got a few thousand subs. And actually, if you want, we can go through all the texts between me and Myron back in the day. But basically, I was actually giving him a lot of props. I would message him like, "Yo, dude, I see you guys are growing. Good job, man. Keep it up." I never really praised him on the I praised him on the work ethic, because again, the way I saw it, he's just a YouTuber. I wish all YouTubers the best. It's not like this. It's not that deep that I'm jealous or something like that. So there's a lot of texts of me saying, "Yo, man, good work. Props on the work ethic. Blah blah blah."
Yeah. I know you mentioned that about the text and stuff, but
yeah. But wait, let me just get the story. Yeah. So then right around when he was maybe at the 5,000 or 10,000 mark, I was still ahead of them at that point. I said, "Yo, man, I see you guys are growing. Let's do that live stream." And he said, now he didn't say no. He didn't turn me down. He said, "Yeah, sure, man. Let's do it." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then when I try to set up, he's like, "Cool, man. Yeah, we're getting ready to launch our Instagram course. So, we can promote that." And this is what I said. I sent him a very nice text. I said, "Yo, dude, with that, because it's direct competition to my product. So I'd be happy to have you on my podcast. I just can't let you promote something that's direct competition to me. But you can promote your brand and you can tell people to follow you. And then what's it called? If they choose to buy your product, that's fine. I just can't let you. And this is I do the same thing with John Anthony. I don't let John promote his texting course on my channel, and I don't promote my texting course on his channel because that's direct competition, right? That's just I'm very consistent on that. And after I said that, after I told him he couldn't promote his Instagram course, he just fucking disappeared. He went from like saying, yeah, man, let's do it, to one-word answers like, oh, okay, man, I'll talk to Fresh about it. So I just thought that was really weird how just because I wouldn't let him, like, I just found it really weird how he kept asking to come on my channel. Then when his channel started, growing, I gave him a lot of like, props and, like constructive, I guess, feedback. And then like the only condition I said is you can't promote your course, which directly competes with mine. And then he became all weird about it. So I found that a little weird, but that's the extent of our personal history, really. Like, so even that I think looks a little worse on him, that he got so weird about the fact that I wouldn't let him promote the course, which I think makes total sense because, again, that's like direct competition to mine. It's as simple as that, really.
Well, with all due respect, if going back to like him wanting to come on your channel before, like even if he didn't have no subscribers, that's what people do. They network so they can build and grow. People can get noticed. For someone to kind of turn you down and say, hey, you need to get your clout up first. Don't want to know you, then I'll bring you on. Compared to, hey, I think you got some potential. I got a few subscribers. Why don't you come on my show? Let's get you started up. We can have a partnership, and then eventually, when both of our channels grow to his grows, y'all can do a collaboration. But to me, it seems like there's been like this resentment, the way how you describe them and stuff. And with that thing there, I think that's where some of this is originating from. It's maybe like what you say, the fitness thing. You didn't want to come on and advertise his fitness, whatever, and that. And so once he didn't want to fool with you no more, now it's like, oh, fuck Freshandfit. They're frauds. They're scams.
Okay.
So
I can see how you would come to that conclusion.
All I say is just tell the whole story, because I'm telling this right now, how you come off on your videos when you describe Freshandfit, you come off as like you got some resentment or some sort of, people said jealousy, but it seems like there's something there. And so it's not like just a beef that y'all don't know each other and y'all are just in the same metaverse. And it's like, hey, I disagree with your points and he disagreed with mine, so we just got beef. But no, the way you kind of go after them sometimes, it's like you have some sort of resentment towards them. So, and that's where I think where a lot of this is originating from, and don't a lot of people know about that.
Yeah, so like look at the comments. Sadik, Alex mentioned he knew Myron before he made Freshandfit. They used to work out together. He went out with him before. Yeah, so we didn't work out together often. We worked out together a few times. I'll give Myron, and this has not been a secret. I've said this in some streams in the past. I think Myron. Well, actually, I've changed my perspective on this. I used to say I think Myron is overall a good guy. I don't think that anymore after the Instagram thing. But I used to say that all the time because, yeah, he did. One time my gym was closed. He let me use his gym and blah, blah, blah. And in the same token, I gave him some feedback about using SA and shit like that. That's something I would do for anybody. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
But in terms of, okay, so I see. So basically, again.
Yeah, to me, it looks like that since they've grown up, like you used to be above them at one point. You declined them, and now that they've surpassed you, I feel like and he doesn't want to fool with you no more. That there's this resentment. That's
So for me, it was never personal before the Instagram thing. It was never personal before that. After that, it became a little personal, but before that, it was never personal. So if you notice, all the criticisms I made of Freshandfit before the Instagram thing, which was 3 months ago, none of them were personal. They were all based on their content. It was like, yo, he said this or he did this. None of it was ever personal. I never once released, like, for example, okay, here's a good one. I knew about Myron being a Fed for a very long time. I could have released that at any time. Like that, when that whole thing came out, that wasn't a surprise to me at all. He told me himself that he was a Fed. And he said, can you keep it a secret? And I said, yes. I never once revealed that. I could have.
That's why he trusted you at some point.
Well, yeah, he was a Freshandfit. He was a Playing with Fire fan at one point. I think that's pretty evident. But yeah, he did. And like, I kept that secret. So if I wanted to like bring him down a personal level, I would have just revealed the Fed thing along with like, any number of other things like chicks. We run into the same chicks in Miami fairly often. And I get quite a good amount of screenshots of dumb shit that Myron says to them. Like there's so much shit that I like held back on. So before the Instagram thing, it was never personal. It was always just like, yo, I saw these guys saying some dumb shit and I want to respond to it. Now, what originally, it's funny because I've criticized a lot of other YouTubers. I have criticized Freshandfit more than most other people. And there are reasons for that. One is because I think that they do more dumb shit than the average other YouTuber. But also, I'll be honest, it really rubbed me the wrong way when I was filming that Infield when Myron came out of nowhere and just started like, he was like, super disrespectful. He was like, yo, man, don't you ever talk shit about us again. Like he basically demanded that I don't criticize them. And I was like, dude, if you asked me nicely, that might have actually worked a lot better than you like demanding. So I just really didn't appreciate his attitude after that. But even then, at that point, it was still not that personal. It was just mainly like, yo, these guys are doing dumb shit. And the whole thing, it just keeps like getting like sparked up again by various incidents. Like, for example, when I see, when I had that redhead chick on and she showed me the screenshots of Freshandfit fanboys DMing her saying, I hope you die, bitch. I hope you get raped, blah, 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 blah. And then I see like, yes, Freshandfit doesn't directly say to do that, but I see them doing shit like doxing girls' Instagrams. Not directly.
That's where everyone, you got the feminist movement that does the same stuff. The Black Twitter.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Like, yeah, I get that. Feminists do that. But
I mean, to be fair, like, anyone you critique, their fan base is going to come after you. And, it ain't like Freshandfit telling them. Actually, both of them, Myron tells people, hey, man, don't go over there, show them no hate. He even mentioned this to you one time when this was months back, someone mentioned you playing with fire. He's like, you know what? We got all respect for Alex. You know what I'm saying? No type of disrespect there. He's cool.
Yeah, do you know why he did that? Do you know why he did that? I never really revealed this. The reason he did that is because when they were getting ready to launch their, they were doing a video on seeking. And I actually texted Myron because I saw that. I was like, dude, I don't really like you that much, but I don't want to see you get fucking taken down from YouTube. Don't do that video because I had legal problems with SA. And guess what happened? They because that video got taken down. So SA lawyers hit them up. So he was probably like, yo, Alex did warn me about that. So I did that as a mutual courtesy. So that's why he said that. But there's clips of him directly like saying girls' Instagrams. He doesn't say go harass them, but he said, yo, here's her Instagram. If she wants to fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with her. And he's done that. And I see shit like that. And I see like, again, I'm not trying to white knife for these chicks, but yo, it's pretty fucked up for chicks to get DMs saying, go kill yourself, go die, go get raped, you little bitch. Like, that's not right. And that's one of the many reasons. But like shit like that, when I see shit like that, I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. I'm going to call it out. So again, I see your point about how, there's a little bit more history, but I've never hit that. I've never been shy about that. Yeah, like
it seemed like you haven't really spoke much about it. You've mainly brought up the problem, like, hey, I saw him in Brickell and he called me out, said, hey, bro, don't do this. But the real story is y'all have had some history before. And I'm thinking where some of this stuff originated on is when you didn't let him on when he didn't have nothing. So you're like, hey, get your clout up. So honestly, if someone tells me that, I'm like, and then I actually find a formula that's different from everyone else and I can capitalize on it and actually stand out with the competition. I mean, I'm not gonna want to come on the channel either. I'm like, hey man, like this dude declined me when I was nothing. Now that I got something going on, now he wants me on. Why the hell am I gonna go on this channel? So I see why you would do that. And I can understand how you would feel some sort of way either.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I get your point. It didn't exactly happen like that. I didn't say, yo, get your cloud up.
Right.
I sat him, literally, I think we had this discussion in the gym. I said, yo, Myron, man. And I think I just said, like, yo, you're my friend, but I can't mix friendship with business. So I said, like, why don't we hold off on that a little bit until you get your channel going, and then we'll have you on. So I said it in a much nicer way. And yeah, I do agree with you that I think he did take that very personally. And the reason I know that Myron takes shit personally is because one time we were doing a live stream. We had a fitness expert on, and Myron was fucking like, I guess just directly like saying, oh, this guy's a fraud, this guy's full of shit. And one of my mods who didn't know that I was like friendly with Myron basically told him, yo, dude, if you keep talking shit, we're gonna boot you from the stream. Like, just like be quiet if you're gonna like be or something like that. He like spoke to him in a little bit of a harsh way. And then Myron, like after the stream, called me. He's like, yo, dude, your boy's acting up. I was like, oh, dude, yeah, He didn't know that, we're friendly. It's all good, man. Not a big deal. And that was the end of it. But then like half a year later, every time I would see Myron in the gym, he would bring it up. He's like, yo, man. I'd be like, yo, what's up, Myron? How are you doing? He's like, yo, good, man. Yo, but man, your boy the other day, I was like, dude, that was like half a year ago. You're still thinking about this? Like, dude, that was like a year ago. Like, you're still on the fact that one of my moderators disrespected you. Like, dude, like, who gives a fuck? So I agree with you that I think he very much took that personally, because I think he takes everything super personally.
This is unfortunate. Y'all could have been, because like I said, you could have introduced the text game, and that would have been a good like little womanizer Wednesdays, where they come on Wednesdays, show you about how to womanize or whatever. And it's unfortunately that it had to fall out like this. Is because it's like what Myron said one time. Like us in this sphere, this manosphere, whatever you want to call it, dating or whatever, just men in general, we got to stick together and help each other out. Because when you look at the woman side, you can be black, white, any type of beliefs. The women are going to stick together as this sisterhood thing. It's only with us with men why we always beef with each other. It's like, he's, even though some people may have different takes on different things, different game or whatever, we should still each person that's out here like us, that's trying to find knowledge and things, can benefit with each person's, way of doing things. It's unfortunate when we beef with each other. Now you messing up. Now you messing up the cause of with the brotherhood per se. So it's unfortunate, but I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Towards that.
Well, let me kind of address that before we move on to the topic. I want to adjust your point. Yes, I agree with you. It is unfortunate. That being said, even if it wasn't for all that history, I think things probably would have ended very similarly, because I would have criticized them for the shit that I see as very problematic. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not that kind of person that just can sit there and keep his mouth shut when I see something that's fucked up going on. So I think things would have ended very similarly, in my opinion, even if like Myron came on my stream or I went on their channel. I think things still would have gone the same direction.
Could have. And so I have a video where you literally admitted that the reason why you talk about Freshandfit so much is because it's a trendy topic and you want to capitalize on it. Video name is Freshandfit versus Redhead Reaction plus live Q&A with Lover. This is with your girlfriend. A guy super chatted in. This is at it is at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 24 seconds. And quote, the guy super chatted, at this point, it's 5,000% clear that Alex is jealous of Myron. And at this point, you quoted, I think you said three things. You said, for one, I don't agree with his stuff. Two, this and that. Then at three, you said, I think this is a trendy topic and I want to capitalize on this.
Oh,
so explain that.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that is. I wouldn't say that's my main motivation, but it is definitely a fact that they are trending. Like, I'm not going to deny that fact. And yeah, I mean, I do try to make. But Freshandfit does the same thing. I do talk about trending topics. Freshandfit does the same thing in their live streams. I think a lot more than me. So yeah, I do. Try
this what they talk about. There's like, guys, there's so many people putting hate videos on us. We'll go on their channel and literally see some of their highest viewed videos are ones that they have made about us.
Yeah,
they're not even doing the things helping guys out with fitness, finance, dating like we're doing. They're just spending time talking about us.
Yeah.
You're making a lot of these people money. And you actually proving that argument pretty true.
No, so I'm going to address that right now because that's I've heard this criticism before. So we're going to share the screen. We're going to go to my YouTube channel. So we're gonna go to my channel and we're gonna search my videos by most popular. So wait, all videos and then uploads. Hang on, how do we sort by most popular? Okay, I gotta go into your videos here. Visibility, or how the fuck do I search by most popular? I want to prove a point here. Hang on a second.
I think you got to click on the channel logo. I think.
The channel logo.
I believe.
Upload. So at the top?
No, like where it says "Playing with Fire," where your subscribers is.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can't click on that. But I know there's a way to.
Or I think you type in your channel in the search engine, and then if your channel pops up, you click the channel, and it shows like what everyone else would see.
Okay, let's do that.
Then yeah, type that right there. Yep.
Videos, uploads. Can I search by most popular? Oh, sort by. There we go. It's right here. Most popular. Okay, so we're gonna sort by most popular videos. So you can see there's one pattern here, and that none of these videos have anything to do with Freshandfit or any other content creator. And just as far down as we have to go, really fucking like we're just going down, going down.
I mean, to be fair, those are older videos though.
Right, but my most popular videos, like literally, like none of them.
Freshandfit literally was, they started like a year or so ago, a year and a half. So
right, but you can
they're
see
just now popping. So
right, but you see videos from 9 months ago, you see video from 8 months ago. So my videos, when I do videos about Freshandfit, in terms of clout, it either is neutral or it hurts me. Because I pissed off a lot of fans of mine by actually talking about Freshandfit, people who like me and Freshandfit, and they've unsubscribed to my channel. And I don't think I've ever had a Freshandfit video do more than 15K views. So in terms of clout, if my goal was solely clout, all I would do is just make text game video after text game video. All my videos that are like top ranked, they all are involved with text game. That's what people seem to identify me as. That's what people seem to want to see. When I do videos where I criticize other content creators, they never, ever do nearly as well as texting videos. So again, I understand there are some channels that do quite well by criticizing Freshandfit. My channel is not one of them. If any, it's either neutral or it loses me followers because a lot of people get pissed off and unsubscribe.
Yeah. Like I say, like you say, you can critique anyone. That's what's good, about America. You can critique, have debate, but it just seems like from your point of view, you come from it like with resentment, some sort of kind of way, and that's what I addressed on the first note.
Yeah, so that's basic.
So that's what I was going to say about that.
Yeah, so let me kind of speak on that. So that narrative is something that Freshandfit is very fond of. They like to basically, this is their tactic. Anyone who criticizes them is a hater and is chasing clout. Now, the reason they do that is if they label me as a hater or as having a vendetta or as chasing clout, they don't have to address my criticism. It's a very basic frame control strategy. If I call you a hater, I don't have to address what you say seriously. So that's what they do, and that's what they do with anyone who criticizes them. But to me, it's a super obvious strategy. I think a lot of other people it is. It's like, yeah, let's just call Alex a hater or clout chaser or being bitter or being resentful or being jealous. So we don't have to address the criticism that he says because they have never once addressed any of the criticism that I've addressed their way. They just like to call me a hater or clout chaser or just say, oh, fuck this guy or whatever, or we don't do debates. So, yeah.
So that's a good segment. We're going to get into that now, actually. Okay. So one of the things that you disagree on with, you say on Myron or not letting your girl or wife have girls' night out. Now, I'm going to let you first address about why you think that's wrong.
Oh, well, you're talking about one of my older videos. So, yeah, I just think that's like, I mean, Myron, what he says verbatim.
Well, actually, here, I'll play a quote that you said. Okay. You said you're treating the girl like a 3-year-old child. Also, that you shouldn't be with this type of girl in the first place, and she should have been screened out. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna address that. Now, a lot of times it takes months, weeks, even years to sometimes screen a person out. Myron speaks about this. Whenever before you commit to long-term relationship, at least marriage, you need to at least be with this person after a certain amount of time to really truly know who they are. And I'm gonna explain a story that with me personally, I can relate to. So it was this Latina chick, and actually I'm originally from Alabama, actually. So this was in Alabama. I'm in Miami now. I travel back and forth, taking care of clients. But this one Latina girl that we wasn't dating, but we was kind of somewhat more serious on things. I had a detailing business, still do. And she would actually come help me out in my detailing business, help me, perform work. We're making money together. We'll actually smash from time to time. And I know that she just got out of a relationship not too long ago. So I knew that, I had enough knowledge to know, okay, you shouldn't take girls serious, especially after they've been out of a relationship, because they need time to, kind of be on their own and they can still have feelings for the other guy. So, but this girl, after we smashed, it was like a week or so, this girl put on such a good persona that, it almost had me tricked at first. So, after smashing, she was like, she was looking sad. You know, I was like, what's wrong? She's like, you know, I just kind of feel bad because I gave it to you within a week, and my last boyfriend, I made him wait a full year. And so, you know, and so she's putting this idea in my head that, hey, I'm this innocent looking girl. You know, I'm not like these other girls that you think. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So as time goes on, you know, we're doing our thing. We're still working. My roommate at the time, who was also a Mexican, a lot of them know the other people that's in town. He said, hey, bro, my friend said, man, he been with an old girl. I said, really? We weren't dating, but she made the persona seem like we were like trying to be something exclusive and that she wasn't fooling around. So I said, really? He's like, yeah, man. Like, he told me she pulled up. She drives his car. Is that? But, okay. And he's like, I know he wouldn't lie to me. So I go to her. So I was like, hey, you know, your name has been kind of circling around town. So, like, what's up? Oh, no, that's not me. No. Like, you know, she asked me, there's another girl with my same name. When you go on IG, they both literally look similar and have literally the same name, just a different last name, but they're nowhere related. So time goes on. My roommate comes with me again. Hey, bro, there's this chat going on with a bunch of guys. They all talking about this one girl saying how easy she's good to get with, that she's easy to get with, and that she, you know, out there like that. And I was like, okay, like I already know that person was fine at first, but I'm just trying to get that evidence up. So second time, she plays it off again.
Why do you need evidence? Why not just break up with her? Why do you need evidence?
We weren't dating. Look, we weren't dating.
Oh.
So keep in mind, she acted like we was going to something serious. So
oh,
third time, went up to her. Hey, like, I got the receipts. I got this. Why don't you just be honest? I already told you got a relationship. We don't want to take, you know, if you want to have you some other dick or whatever, have your experience, do that. I've already let this know ahead of time on her.
Okay.
But you want to put this persona on like she's an innocent girl.
Yeah, I see the point you're making. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me finish. The third time, she finally broke out, started crying, and admitted. She's like, you know what? I'm going to just be honest with you. Like, my goal was to go to college and get fucked by a bunch of guys because I felt like I didn't have my fun because my parents were strict on me. So, you know, I wanted to have my fun. I like getting choked and slapped to the point I'm almost passing out. I'm like, you know, I'm like, okay, well, you're definitely a complete different girl talking about, hey, you know, I gave it to you in a week. And, you know, the last boyfriend, I made him wait a year. Come to find out, this girl was literally cheating on this guy, getting finesse for a full year, and he wasn't getting no box. But yet she was running around on him. And this is things Myron talk about. Guys like this is getting finesse every day. So with all respect, to screen out a girl, it takes time. You can't.
Let me address that because this was an interesting story, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
No, I'm cool because, like I said, I'm aware of female nature, so okay. I knew not to take the girl serious because she was already out of a relationship. So that's my point. Talking about screening a girl, it takes time.
So I want to respond to that. So I want to make sure we're not making a straw man argument. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't be very careful, that you shouldn't be weary of girls. What I am saying in that video that you're referring to is telling a girl that you're seeing that she can't even go to the beach by herself, which is what Myron says, or go out with her girlfriends is bad advice. I will stand by that. Why is it bad advice? Well, for two reasons. If you have a girl who has high self-esteem and a girl who's loyal, all you're going to do is piss her off and walk away from you. If you have a girl who's actually going to cheat, she's going to cheat on you either way. Like, you tell a girl,
I disagree.
Like, do you really? It's to me, it's the same as when, like, my parents when I was 16 were like, "You can't drink," and I just drank more anyway. Do you really think that by telling a girl that she can't go out, like, if a girl's going to cheat on you, that you think that telling her that she can't go out with her friends or can't go out to the beach, that you're going to prevent her from cheating?
No, what is not preventing her from cheating. Is preventing her from doing bad behaviors that can incentivize cheating. So a lot of girls, especially in today's society, they have these tendencies and habits that are not conducive to long-term relationships.
Right, but
girls night outs, you know, being with their single friends, and girls tell these guys or boyfriends, hey, it's okay. Like, we're just gonna go out, have some drinks, you know, and most guys will not challenge her on this because, for one, they're scarcity. They're scared that she's gonna get mad, get labeled how you put it, controlling or manipulative. You know what? So yeah, go out and do your things. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of dudes are not okay with their girls going out with the other single friends, having girls' night out. Because I've seen what happens in these clubs, and these girls go out with these scandalous outfits showing their skin. Is pretty much with like a big for sale sign on your head saying, hey, look at me, look at my curves. And all you're doing is just conducing a situation where something could happen. Yeah, you could say, okay, well, I know she's not going to cheat on me. She can tell you, hey, I'm not going to cheat on you. But hey, when everyone's drunk and you got these rich dudes in the club with these cars and things, you might get a little tempted. Hey, girl, go ahead, man. Like, we ain't going to say nothing. Like, we ain't going to tell him. Long before you know, she's in some millionaire's house giving dude top. She goes back to Dylan. Hey, baby, I love you. Dylan don't even know what the hell happened because he felt like he didn't want to be too controlling and tell his girl, hey, if you with me, this is not what I'm going to put up with. If you want me long term, this is what the rules are. I don't like girls' night outs. I don't like this, etc. Okay, if you say that's too controlling, okay, cool. We're not going to be nothing serious. And that's what Aaron talks about on there. So
okay. Let me address that. If this theory that you could prevent bad behavior from people who want to commit bad behavior was true, then the drug war would be a success. Because this theory has been tried.
It's not preventing. I didn't say that. It's not preventing. It's showing what your standards is, and if she does not want to comply, then that's when you say, okay, well, you do your thing, and I'm gonna do my thing.
But if your standard is that your girlfriend can go to the beach by herself, then pretty much any girl with a level of self-esteem will laugh in your face and not want to date you.
Well, I didn't say go to the beach by yourself.
But that's what Myron says. But that's what Myron really
I know
says.
he said that now. Myron may have different standards. You got to remember that. Myron can have different standards. But what I'm talking about is actually the girls' night out, things of that nature. I'll tell you a story. Girls will actually comply if they into you enough. I had my last relationship, long-term relationship I was in. I did not ask for this girl's Instagram or social media whatsoever. She literally gave me the stuff, my password, like her passwords and everything, saying, hey, look, I want you to have this. You can log in anytime. I just don't want you to think that I'm doing anything behind your back. So she did that out of her own will. Most girls, if they're into you enough, they will say, okay, you don't want to do girls' night outs. I really want to have a relationship with you. I'm going to comply with that. And I respect your decision.
Okay. Yeah. So again, the original video that I was criticizing is when Myron says that if he was with a girl or something and she wants to go to the beach by herself for an hour, he has to go with her or she can't go. That's what I was criticizing. And I was saying that's a really fucking dumb idea because any girl who has any basic level of self-esteem will laugh in your face. No girl who has basic self-esteem will be like, oh, okay, I guess I can't go to the beach by myself. They will laugh in your face and they'll be like, you're a fucking insecure joke. And that is bad advice. And I will stand by that telling a girl you're with that she can't go to the beach by herself for 1 hour because you're so insecure, I will stand by the fact that's bad advice. And I would love to see Myron fucking try that piece of advice. Like, I have not seen Myron be in any relationships because that shit doesn't work. Like no girl will like this. It's so.
I disagree.
If we bring girls on this panel, they will laugh at this argument. Like
American women, yes, American women from the West that have been fed this ideology. When you get girls from other countries, South America, Muslim countries, they've been taught from very little age to be compliant with the husband, that the man is the head of the house. So yes, Western women got this feminism, freedom. They've been liberated. Of course, they're not going to say, okay, yeah, if my man has got a concern, forget that. He's insecure. I'm an independent woman. I'm going to go do what I say. But some women in other countries that have been taught right, they're going to say, okay, look, if this is going to make my man happy, okay, cool. Maybe he can come with me to the beach, or maybe if he says, hey, if you go with your friend that I know, you can go with him.
Bro.
But he says, hey, I don't want you going to the beach by yourself because he knows that she's going to be out there showing skin and this and that. It's maybe extreme. I'm not saying I would do that, but
it's not extreme. It's fucking insane.
You can't criticize him because that's just his standards. That's just his standards.
Okay, so if that's his standards, he should keep it himself and not talk about it to tens of thousands of guys.
Because to be honest, women women will literally turn you down just because you got an Android phone. And I've dealt with that personally. I don't like iPhones. I hate iPhones. I prefer my Galaxies and things. Girls literally have standards to where they will turn you down based off a specific phone company. So when a man has a, you know, a boundary, hey, you know, I just don't want you girls night out. I don't want you going to the beach by yourself.
But that is an extremely unreasonable boundary. That is an extremely okay. In your opinion, is I would love to see you try this on 10 girls and say you can't go to the beach for an hour by yourself and see how long they will stay with you. Most of them will just laugh in your face. It is a fucking insane boundary. If that's how.
And if those are my standards, that's okay. I keep
those are dumb standards. That's like me saying I have a standard that my girlfriend has to fucking crawl around the apartment in all fours and she can't use her feet. Like, yeah, sure, that's my standard, but it's a dumb standard.
That's you moving the goalpost now. You moving the point of the point of the point of the, I guess you can say, the boundary or whatever, is making it less likely for a situation to happen where
all you're doing is making it more likely that your girlfriend's going to leave you and think that you're a crazy person.
Could be, yes. Girls, I will admit, girls in the West, that shit won't fly.
But that's not a West thing. Like, that's not like, do you think
it is.
Do you think it's reasonable? Okay, let me ask you this question.
Yes, because I'm going to address that, because you go in other countries, like Arab Muslim countries, girls wear those little hijabs. They won't even think about going.
And that's a good thing. Like, we want women walking around with hijabs.
Guess what? You can't. That's their culture. That's their religion. And look, it's a reason why religions and Christianity, Muslim, had it to where girls were covered up. They wasn't showing all the skin. It was only in the West. It's only in the West where girls can feel liberated, show their bodies off, advertise these goods, get all this male attention. Like you said, you did the video of the fat girl getting like 600 matches within one day. Imagine this girl. You got a good-looking girl that's above average, let alone hot. She's got 2,000 DMs. Now you're going out to the beach, showing your skin and this and that. Okay, you gotta have that mindset. Okay, look, she's getting all the attention. Well, look, this is gonna be my rules. I don't want to have no anxiety. I don't want to be thinking, okay, what could this be? So hey, this is my rule. You don't want to go out to the beach by yourself, then you know that's just not me.
Okay.
I'm not saying personally that I would do that, but I understand where he's coming from. He comes from a Muslim background. Fresh, he probably would not do that. That's why the both of them, one's militant, one is shield. That's how they both work in unison. So I understand why he's doing that. I understand, because different cultures, different religions, girls will comply with the guy if they truly admire, love, and respect that guy.
Bro, just because certain things, okay, I'm going to make a few points. Just because certain things will happen doesn't mean it's right. For example, 150 years ago, when slavery was a thing, I could have had a slave, right? But I'm just saying, like, there's things that are fucked up that go on in the world, and just because they happen doesn't mean it's right. So you're making the analogy in Muslim countries. Yeah, dude, those chicks, they can get beheaded for like fucking talking to a guy the wrong way in certain of those Arab countries. So just because they have to live in a state of fear doesn't make it right. So
but guess what? I'm sure they have better marriage rates than the United States do. The United States is in decline for our marriage rates. We have more single women today, more single moms raising kids, and they're being raised without a father. It's because of the decline of our Western country. It used to be the nuclear family back in the 50s, United States. We've since liberated women, gave them all this, freedom. Hey, you don't need man, go get your own bag. Men ain't shit. Like in a lot of these music videos, women have honestly been way above men. So they don't even respect men no more. So and men are too scared. Men are too scared to put up boundaries to women because of getting labeled, oh, he's too controlling, or he's insecure, or he's this, that. But this stuff did not used to happen back in the day. And now you see, as a result, the nuclear, especially in my community, the Black community, almost 80% of Black kids are being born without a father now. Just single parent household rate. When you have that, you have a decline in the society, because like what the saying goes, fathers keep girls off of stripper poles and men out of prison, and that's for a reason. A lot of these women are being born without a father figure to show them that type of authority. So when they get with a man they don't even have that example of having that father figure saying, hey, don't do this. The man is the head of the house. Be submissive, cook and clean, be good wife materials. And in turn, these girls are raised by their moms. And now they got this ideology like, oh, hearing from the mom sometimes. Not saying all cases. The mom would shit talk to dad. Yeah, your dad wasn't shit. You see me hustling. I provided for us. So go get your bag, go get your money. But they don't realize that the men that they want don't want this type of behavior.
Okay.
So
hang on.
That's what I want to address for that. So it's nothing wrong with having, you know, rules. Say, hey, look, I don't want you to have girls' night outs. You know, I don't want you posting scandalous pictures, your ass on Instagram. I don't want the world seeing what you look like behind the scenes. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it's always an issue with a lot of women and some men like yourself when guys say, hey, look, I don't want to have this. Like, if you don't want to comply, okay, cool. You're not going to be with me in a long-term relationship. You're not forcing her to do nothing. And that's what Myron is talking about. You don't force the girl to say, look, these are the rules. This is my rules. If you want to be in a long-term relationship, provide security, etc., attention, love. This is my standards. But it's always an issue when a guy like Myron says this, and this is why his podcast has grown so much, because he says shit that us men would never have the balls to tell our woman or our wife, because we're afraid that they're going to leave us and think that we're insecure.
Okay. All right, bro. You got to let me get a word in, because you just went on a very long monologue. Okay. So now let's do this in a more structured, orderly way. Okay. So you brought up so many different points. I don't even know where to begin. We're going to start with this. You brought up a lot of issues that exist with feminism and the nuclear family. Those are all fair points. That's not what I'm talking about. So let's not make this about something than it is. We're specifically talking about the piece of advice that Myron gave in that video, which was that, my girl, if she's with me, she's not going to the beach by herself for an hour. Now, let me ask you this question. I'm asking a very simple and straightforward question. Do you think, I don't care about his background, I don't care about wherever the fuck he's from, overall, do you think that is good advice for men to not let their girl go to the beach by herself for an hour, to tell her that she can't do it unless she goes with him? Do you think that's good advice or bad advice?
He didn't tell advice to say, hey, don't tell your girl don't go to the beach. He was responding to what the girl asked him. Would you let your girl go out to the beach? He didn't specifically go tell guys, hey, don't let your girl go out to the beach. So that's really an obscure question. The whole point of it is having boundaries and saying, look, you as a guy, if you don't want this certain behavior from a woman, you make sure you address it and have it be known to her in the beginning. That's what that was. Okay. He wasn't really telling girls, your wife, hey, don't go to the beach by yourself, etc. He was responding to what she said. So,
okay, I'm going to re-ask the question. Do you think that's good advice? I'm not asking about Myron. I'm asking about you. Do you think that's good advice?
Yes, to the right person. That's why I would say if that's a person's standard, hey, I don't want my girl going to the beach by himself. Hey, all power to him. He may get less girls, less relationships, but guess what? When he gets what he wants, that's what truly matters. He can use the other girls that don't want to comply as recreational use only, put them in a rotation. Then when he find a girl that's going to, okay, she want to comply with this request, bam, let's see if she complies with this. Okay, she's giving me value here. Okay, now I'm going to think about taking this girl more seriously and start the vetting process of screening the girl. That is good advice for someone that is looking for that has that specific standard. As long as the standard is not too, like you say, oh, you got to walk in my house on 4 legs. Like, obviously that's BS, you know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. You said something. You said that it is good advice for someone who has that standard. That's a little bit of circular logic, because that's a bit like me saying working out is good advice for someone that already goes to the gym. That doesn't really make sense. So what does that mean that it's good advice for someone that has that standard? I'm asking you, let's say you're asking me for advice. Let's say I'm asking you for advice. I'm saying, hey man, what do you think about this? Is that good advice for you to give me?
No, you disregarded what I said. I said the whole point of it is having a standard and letting it be known to the woman. The girl said, hey, well, what about if I want to go to the beach by myself? Myron's his bubble of the things, no, you can't. And that's his standard. The whole point of that was to have that boundary put up to say, hey, no, this is what I want. I'm standing firm on this belief, and this is that.
Okay, do you think
So,
that's
yeah.
okay? Let me rephrase the question. Do you think that's a good boundary for men to have, that that their girlfriend or their girl can't go to the beach by herself for 1 hour? Do you think that's a good boundary for men to have?
Like I say, it just depends on the guy. Maybe I wouldn't be that extreme. I'm not too sure. I'm not focused on getting in long-term relationships, especially in the West. I've already made a decision that I'm not going to take much American girls here seriously, especially in Miami, especially. But to a guy that has certain standards, yes, that could be something that, yeah, hey, you know, I don't want to have no hint of her having a for sale sign, because I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Being a guy and you're single, a girl that's by herself is more approachable than a girl that's in a pair with their friend. A lot of guys have anxiety whenever the girl has a girlfriend with them. So they're gonna say, okay, well, maybe she's gonna cop block me, like what usually happens. She's gonna get, you know, too nervous, this and that. So a girl that's by herself, she almost incentivizes.
Yeah, hey, I understand the logic. Then
she's gonna get that attention. So yes, I would say that some guys may say, okay, you out there by yourself in the bathing suit. I know what you look like. You got good curves. You on the beach. I know dudes out there looking for some cheeks. And if my girl is out there by herself, that could lead to something potentially she can easily get tempted. You can say, okay, well, you know, I'm insecure. You got to trust your girl and this and that. But it's putting standards right there to where none of that stuff can get tempted. A lot of dudes.
Bro, I don't know why you're dancing around the question.
The girl won't do nothing until it happens. So,
bro, you're dancing around the question. You're using circular logic. Hang on. Let me stop. You're saying that it's a good advice for someone who has that standard. So for someone who believes that their girlfriend couldn't go to the beach, that is good advice. But it doesn't make sense if that's what they believe. I'm asking about someone who doesn't have a belief set yet, someone who's neutral, someone who wants advice. Like someone who already believes that their girlfriend shouldn't go to the beach by herself is not going to be asking for advice. I'm asking for someone who's a blank slate, someone who hasn't formed an opinion.
Yes, that's perfect, actually. With a guy with a blank slate, he hears Myron say, hey, you know what? My standard is I don't want girls to go to the beach by herself. He may think in his mind, you know what? Back in the past, when I used to have a girl, she used to go to the beach by herself. I never liked that idea. Because when you're by yourself, you kind of put the incentives that, hey, I'm single, I'm available. The guy's going to think she ain't got no man with her, no friend. I'm going to go talk to her and spit some game.
So you're saying it is good advice.
A blank statement that hears that, he may say, okay, that is good advice. Next time that relation didn't work out, I'm going to let her know, hey, maybe extreme, but I don't want you going out to the beach by yourself. So I will say that, yes, for a guy that's got a blank state, that could be some good advice. To you, bad advice. To other guys, bad advice. Guys have different standards. But the point is, when a guy has a standard that someone else may see, oh, that's too ridiculous, we want to crucify him. But when girls literally turn you down for being not 6 feet tall, being like 5'8", which you can't even help, having an Android phone, which is messed up, guess what? Us guys, we don't complain about it. We just keep it moving. So yes, I will say that could be some good advice for a guy with a blank statement.
Okay, let me ask you a few questions. And when I ask you a question, I want you, and I mean this with all respect, like don't go on a monologue about like the problems in the West and stuff like that. I get all that. Like let's just focus on the topic at hand. Okay, so you're saying it is good advice for some people. So what do you imagine will happen? Let's say you're in a relationship with a girl, and let's say 10 guys, 10 relationships, and they all say to their girlfriends, hey, you know what? You can't go to the beach by yourself for 1 hour because, whatever reason. Like you can't do it. You can't go to the beach by yourself for 1 hour. I have 10 guys, 10 relationships. What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, it just depends on what the girl they're dating. You know, I mean, saying you don't go to the beach for 1 hour, that's kind of like, you know, you might as well just say you don't want to go on the beach at all. That's kind of not a really good example.
You can't. Well, so, I'm just going off what Myron says. I didn't pull this.
I mean, he literally didn't say I don't want you going to the beach for 1 hour. That don't even make no sense. If he don't want you going to the beach, he's gonna say you ain't gonna go for 0 hours. So I mean, the girl.
So okay, so the girl asked him, okay, but what if I want to go to the beach by myself for 1 hour? And he said, well, I can't speak for other guys, but for myself, I can say, nah, I'm either going with you or you're not going. So that's what he said. So I understand the logical contradiction in going to the beach for 1 hour, but I'm asking, what do you think? And again, I want you to answer this question. What do you think will happen? You tell 10 guys tell 10 chicks, you can't go to the beach by yourself for whatever, 5 hours, 1 hour, doesn't matter. What do you think will happen?
This here in the U.S., yes, probably 9 times out of 10 girls would probably say, fuck that. Like, you can go kick rocks. Yes, that's why I said girls that are raised in different environments, different countries, have different ideologies.
But do you think?
So,
okay,
yes.
let me ask you then. Okay, from an ethical perspective, do you think it's okay for you not letting your girlfriend go to the beach by herself 1 hour? Like, do you think that's ethically okay for a man to dominate his woman to that extent?
Honestly, if I was married to a woman and I actually vetted her, like that vetting has been screened and it's been solidified, no, I would not care. But when you're in the dating stages and you're screening out girl, you're trying to see if this girl going to be compliant with what I'm going to say. I could use that as a test to say, hey, you know what? Before I marry this chick, I'm going to just say, hey, I don't want you going out to the beach by yourself. You know, well, I'm saying I won't do that, but a test some guys may say to say, if this girl going to be compliant with what I got going on? If she says like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to do that, then okay, this girl may be not compliant in different areas of my life. But if it was me personally and I was married, I've already done the work of screening this woman to say, okay, there's that connection is solidified. Like I know she's offered value to my life. I offer value to hers. I know that she's going to turn down these guys. So yes, if I was in married to this girl, I've already done that work to trust her for that. But when a guy is, in a relationship, it's nothing wrong with putting boundaries up. So, for me personally, no.
There's nothing wrong with putting boundaries down, but there are reasonable boundaries and unreasonable boundaries, and this is very much an unreasonable boundary. So when you put this boundary down, you say you can't go to the beach by yourself for 1 hour. Like you said,
you keep saying 1 hour, like that don't make sense. Ain't no one gonna say you don't go to the beach for 1 hour.
That's what Myron said. But okay, we can go off. We
he didn't say no 1 hour. Like I've seen the video you're talking about. He did not say 1 hour.
We can play the video right now. But the chick asked him, "What if I want to go to the beach for 1 hour by myself?" And he said,
"Okay, if she said that, okay, yeah."
Yeah, and he said, he's like, I can't speak for other guys, but I can speak for myself. And I'm saying you ain't going to the beach. Either I'm coming with you or you're not going. Right. So,
boom.
Yeah. So, okay. But that may sound like good in theory, I guess, if you don't
keep a word what he said. I can't speak for other guys, but this is my boundaries.
Yeah.
Point proved.
But that's not, but you're criticizing me for criticizing him for saying that live on air.
Yes, because you said you're treating girls like a 3-year-old child. Also, you failed to vet the girl in the first place.
Because what?
You said that you shouldn't be with this girl in the first place, and she should have been screened out if she was going to be the one that was going to cheat. If she goes out to the beach by herself, that she has a more likelihood of cheating. You said this type of girl should be screened out.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. When you're dating, you're screening out a girl the whole way. Dating is just it's a continuous work. It's a continuous work to where you're screening out the person. You're picking up on little small things that you might not like, dislike, etc. So yes, that's what I'm disagreeing with you on.
No.
Like a 3-year-old girl. I don't think you're not feeling like a 3-year-old girl. Just having boundaries. That's all it is.
Yeah, but
it's a difference between a strict parents telling you as a child, hey, don't drink, don't do that. That's different. But we're talking about grown ass adults here. So we're no longer children. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about long-term marriage and stuff like that.
Okay.
Adulthood.
All right, let me get a word in. So basically, okay. So first of all, I disagree with a lot of your premises. I disagree with the idea that's a continual screening. For example, me and I think most guys, before I get into like an actual relationship with a girl, I screen her very heavily. So my girlfriend now, she was screened very, very heavily before I said, okay, you're my girlfriend now, right? And sure, yeah, I see your point that maybe if she does something really fucked up later on, but at this point, she's been screened pretty aggressively. And, I think I have enough trust in her that I can let her go to the beach by herself.
And that's you. She's met your standards.
Right, which is the reason I have a girlfriend. Myron doesn't, because my standards are reasonable, his are not. Which is the reason why he's gonna have a very hard time getting a girlfriend. And look,
all due respect, Myron said he's not focused on long-term relations, right? And then he's also noted that he's not going to have one girlfriend. He said he's going to let the girl know that the girl's going to share him. With that being said,
yeah, he's going to have several girlfriends with this strategy.
You got to be fair. You got to be fair. He's openly said this, that I'm not going to be monogamous to just one girl. And he understands that that's going to exclude him from a lot of long.
Sure. Neither am I, though. I'm not monogamous to my girlfriend. I hook up with other girls, but that doesn't mean that. But if I set such ridiculous boundaries for girls that enter my life, whether medium term, long term, I'm gonna be left with basically only the chicks who have really low self-esteem and just like can't stand up for themselves.
I disagree. I don't think a girl that complies with a man's standards has low self-esteem. Maybe she understands the assignment.
When the standard is ridiculous, yeah. When the standard is super ridiculous, yeah. It's the same
now,
thing.
like, yeah, if you talking about they're on 4 knees and crawling out of the house, of course, that's ridiculous. But
it's not that significantly more ridiculous than the girl not being able to go to the beach by herself.
Nah, no, it ain't. You talking about literally retarded like behavior.
That is also retarded behavior,
like,
bro. That you're
now,
so insecure. You can't let your girlfriend go to the beach because you know what that means? You have to go to the beach with her every time. So you can't spend your day working.
Like I said,
you have to spend your day supervising your girlfriend.
I'll be okay with it, but Myron said that's his standards. That's what he said. I don't speak for all guys. That's okay.
Right. And he's just like he's within his rights to have retarded standards. I am within my rights to criticize his retarded standards. So
you can. That's what I'm saying. Freedom of speech. But I'm challenging you on you saying that he's treating girls like they're 3-year-olds. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's a little.
And all I'm saying is it's okay for him to have that standard, even if it may seem extreme to you or me. So
it's going to seem extreme, dude. We get 100 girls on this panel, and 99 of them we're going to say it's ridiculous. Like, this is not like something I'm pulling out of my ass. Like, pretty much every chick, even if we go to third world countries, like aside from maybe Middle Eastern countries where they basically have to like be slaves to their husband. Aside from that, if we go to like South America or Asia or Eastern Europe, even those chicks are going to say that's ridiculous, right? Even those chicks that in the countries that you seem to like.
You can't speak for other countries. You can't speak for other countries.
I have, because I've been there. I've dated girls from Eastern Europe. I've dated girls from South America. I know those chicks fairly well.
And you've asked them personally, if I told you, hey, if a guy told you don't go to the beach by yourself, would you do it? You haven't asked him that specific question. So
I mean, that's like me saying, like, yo, I haven't asked my friends if they will eat my shit off my toilet, but I have a pretty good.
Now you're taking extremes.
Because that's an extreme proposition. That's what you're
talking about. Literally shit.
Telling your girl she can't go to the beach for an hour or even 5 hours is pretty ridiculous because it also.
But you can't speak for other girls of what they would and would not do. You can't speak for them.
Okay, fine. Look, I would love to see. Let's do. Let's ask 100 girls this question, and I will bet any amount of money that 99 of them are going to say, "Lols, you're ridiculous. You're a joke."
Hey, that's a good video topic.
We're going to easily do that. I might actually do this video. I might actually do that. I might walk around Brickell, ask chicks that. I look forward to having them laugh in my face. That's going to be fine. But
no, you said Brickell. I'm talking all around the world. Remember?
I mean, I do like that's the reason. Like, I'm not going to fly around the world to disprove Myron's dumb.
Hey, it's a bit. I'm gonna move on because I know we don't have time.
No. Hang on. No, not yet.
Go ahead.
I want to address the second thing.
Go ahead.
About treating girls like little children, because what you're doing is when you're saying I have to go with you, is you're saying I have to supervise. It was the same thing when I was a kid, and I said to my mom, I want to go to the fucking mall or something like that. Okay, but you're only going if your older cousin comes with you or your dad comes with you, right? She won't let me go. It's the same principle. You can only go if she comes with you. Yes, it is.
Talking about childhood versus adulthood.
Because my mom was worried I was going to do some dumb shit, and you're worried that your girl's going to do some dumb shit. That's why you're not letting her.
No, you're talking about childhood. When you're a child, you don't know the world. You're still learning the world about yourself. It's a reason why it's a reason why your parents tell you, hey, don't go by yourself. There's predators out here. You know, you may get influenced to do some shit. You as a child, you're not thinking that. You're like, man, fuck that. I just want to go have some freedom. The world is huge. But she's warning you about the dangers that's out there. But we're talking about adulthood and marriage, something that's long term.
Right. So it's even more ridiculous not to let an adult go to the beach by themselves than it is not to let a kid go to the mall.
It's not letting them. It's not letting them. You're not forcing no one to do nothing, Alex. He's saying, look, this is what, if you want to be with me, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. These are my standards. If you don't want to deal with that, cool. I'm not gonna crucify you on your standards. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, sure, there's no force involved, but you're basically saying I'm not going to be with you if you go to the beach by yourself.
There's nothing wrong with that. Freedom of choice.
There's nothing illegal about it, but it's super dumb. I mean, it's a dumb
You
strategy.
can't say that's dumb because
Yeah, I
you know
can.
that's just you can, but I'm saying you can criticize obviously, but I'm saying for that person it's not dumb. Or for someone else that has that type of, now if you say, okay, well, she won't let me shit on me, okay, well, you can say, man, that's dumb, but hey, that's their kinkiness, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can criticize you all you want, but hey, until he finds that girl that's willing to do that, that's his freedom. That's what being an American is.
He's gonna have a real fucking hard time finding a girl who's cool with that.
Hey, and if that guy's willing to accept that, that's okay.
Right, but I don't think if Myron prefaced this by saying, hey, this strategy is going to screen out 99 out of 100 girls, but when you find that 1 out of 100 girl who's okay with that, then this strategy might be okay. He just said, that's basically what I think. So it's heavily implied that this is overall a good dating strategy, or this is something like a good standard for guys to have. In reality, it's a really dumb standard that's going to piss off and annoy 99 out of 100 girls. And I think rightfully so. Like, I'm not like one of those people who's like, tries to like white knight for chicks and defend women's rights and whatnot. But I think it's a pretty sad world that we're living in if we can't even let a woman go to the fucking beach by herself. Like that's just some extreme shit. Like that's
his thing. That's his thing. But with all due respect, a girl thinking that he can have a rich billionaire and thinking that he's just going to be loyal to her is kind of an asinine statement too. Like 9 out of 10 times type of thing.
Two wrongs don't make a right though. Like that's just like
as long as that guy tells her, hey, I bring you lifestyle, I'm rich, but hey, I'm going to deal with some other women. That's cool. That's the standard. Now it's messed up when he don't tell her that and lies and cheats, etc. But it's crazy for a girl to think that she can have a top 1%.
But now you're
a guy and you think that he's just going to be monogamous to just him. So that's a hard to believe thing too.
Now what you're doing is you're talking about other fucked up things in the dating marketplace to justify that standard.
So no, it's not. It's like extreme, but girls can have extremes as well too. Like I said, it's extreme for a girl.
Again, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Yeah,
it's extreme for a girl to decline a dude just because he got an Android phone and he's got a blue bubble.
But again, have you ever heard the saying 2 wrongs don't make a right? Like, yes, that is extreme, but that doesn't change the fact that this is extreme. This is
not no wrong, Alex. Alex, it's not wrong. If a girl don't want to date you because you got a blue bubble, that's her right. It's not wrong, but it's standards. That's what I'm saying.
It's super dumb. It's a super dumb standard, just like I would say to that.
It is. I agree.
Right. So just because chicks have dumb standards doesn't mean that dudes should have dumb standards too. Like that logic doesn't make sense. I understand that chicks have some really dumb standards, and I will happily criticize them for also being dumb. But that doesn't mean that guys should also dumb standards.
You can criticize guys as well, but the thing is, that's just his standards. Just like girls want guys with 6 foot tall, muscular, iPhone 10X or whatever. Okay, that's her right. If she don't want to deal with me because I got an Android, that's cool.
You keep bringing that up.
But look, I'm not going to criticize her and say, "Oh, that's fucked up. It's just a damn phone. It's a smartphone, so you don't want to do me because it's an Android." It's like, no, okay, that's the standards. Move on.
So I'm not. You won't think that girl has a super dumb standard,
huh?
You wouldn't think that girl has a super dumb standard.
I would think it's dumb.
Okay, exactly.
I'm not gonna say, "Oh, you're a 3-year-old child." I'm gonna say, "Okay, cool." I know a lot of girls think like that. It's like, "Hey, I don't like that."
It's dumb, and like that. It is.
It is. So guess what? That's the standard. What can I do about it, Alex? What can I do about it?
I'm not saying Myron should change his standards. I'm not saying, look, Myron needs to change his standards. I don't give a fuck what standards he has. I'm just simply criticizing the standard that he set. I'm saying it's a dumb standard. That's all.
And what I'm saying is, yes, it may be dumb to you, but to him, it may be right. To a lot of guys, it may be a dumb standard, but to a very few, it may be okay, a logical standard.
Right, but there's
what I'm calling you out on.
That's not a convincing argument because there's some people who think that aliens are going to come in and fucking steal their brains. Just because some people believe something is right doesn't mean it is right. Like, objective truth doesn't change because a few people believe that is, that's the truth. Right, like that's not a convincing argument. That some guys think that that's a good strategy or that's a good standard to have. So what? It's still dumb. The objective reality.
It don't matter. You can't change people's minds. It don't matter.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of my channel is to change people's mind and give my perspective. That's why people watch me.
But you're missing the whole complex of what the argument started as in the first place. Mine was explaining that men should have standards and boundaries for their woman.
No one is
But a lot of
denying
times
that.
men
No
don't
one
do
is
that
denying
because
that.
they get labeled by girls by what you saying. Oh,
No
you're
one is
dumb.
denying that man should have
But
standards.
guess what? Guys don't even rock the boat and put up any type of standards. They let their girl walk all over them.
Again,
girl, go out and have girls hang out. You can do that.
You keep making the same logical fallacies because you're using justifications. So you're saying, well, because guys do a lot of fucked up shit or do dumb shit, or guys let girls walk over them, that means that blah 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 blah. Those two things are not related. Yes, I understand.
It actually is related.
I understand that a lot of guys let their women walk all over them. I understand that a lot of women have ridiculous standards. That by itself does not mean that men should also have a super ridiculous standard like that. Like those two things are not related. And I understand your point.
Yes, they should.
You think men should
If
have
a girl can turn you down by being a certain height and you can't help it, then it is what it is. He's going to have to keep going to find that girl that's okay with his height.
Okay, so you're saying that because women have ridiculous standards, men should also make ridiculous standards?
Standards that they want to put, not just doing the standard just because they're going to say, okay, I'm going to be extreme and do this. No, standards that they truly believe and want in a woman. That's what I'm saying.
Well, a lot of these men who are watching our channels, they don't know what they want. Their opinions aren't informed. They're kind of like
I
blind.
agree.
They're looking
to
us as
personally.
They're looking
but
to
some
us
guys
as
may still be finding out about them stuff.
Right, but if I go ahead and tell my subscribers to have some really dumb standards, some of them are going to take me up on that, and then they're going to fucking fail at life. And like, how's that good?
You're saying different though. You actually telling your subscribers to have a standard. Myron was saying his standards. I don't speak for all men, but these are my standards. You just you said you told your subscribers about to have a standard. You can't force someone to have a standard. They can only have a standard that they feel is justified within their beliefs.
Look, people are free to have whatever standards they want, but like
exactly, we agree on that.
But I'm simply, the initial video was me criticizing that standard that Myron had, and I think my criticism is fully justified based on all the logical points.
It could, you can be justified, but all I'm saying, I'm challenging you on your beliefs about how you treat her like a 3-year-old girl. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you are. If you're telling your girlfriend that she can't go to the beach, you are treating her like a little child that needs to be supervised. Like, I don't see how that's different. Can you explain to me how it's that different? When you tell your girlfriend that she can't go to the beach, you have to go with her. Then, like, how's that different than treating her like a child?
Because at the end of the day, the woman at the end of the day wants a relationship and want that ring. They want that ring on their finger, right? Well, guess what? Certain guys that they may want and that they really want to marry, certain guys may have these type of standards like Myron is suggesting and saying, look, I know you want this ring, not literally saying this to her. She knows that she wants the ring, and he knows that what he want out of her, you're going to say, hey, these are my standards. She can think for that moment and say, you know what, if I really want to marry this guy, I really love him, I'm gonna obey the man, the head of the house, even though I may not like it. That's the thing with relationships. Sometimes you got to compromise each other's, comforts.
I mean, all it's going to do
is to make that man happy. For instance, my parents, they've been married for a long time. They've had a rough, marriage. Both want to do things that they didn't want to do, but guess what? They're still together because they did it for us as kids. Marriage is not all about ourselves. It's about doing things as kids, but that's a whole different topic. But the point is, I'm trying to make, if a girl really wants to have a long-term relationship and marry that man, and she knows that he has the specific standards, a girl will comply. If she don't have respect for you, she's gonna say, fuck that, I ain't dealing with that BS.
No, I mean, a girl can have respect for you and be like, yo, this is being ridiculous. Like, I think my girlfriend has a shitload of respect for me, but if I told her that, hey, babe, I don't want you going to the beach by yourself, I think that she would not be fond of that. She'd be like, what the fuck is going on with you?
That's okay. That's okay.
No,
that's
right. That would be really dumb because I have a great relationship and I don't want to sabotage that relationship.
But guess what? You would have to search further for that right type of girl. So it's okay.
Like, you're acting like men have so many fucking options. Like, good girls are dime a dozen. Like, why fuck it up with a good girl by setting a ridiculous standard? Like, you know how
no,
many
it's not, because if a guy is going to come,
stop. Let me get a point across. You know how many girls I have to smash to get to my girlfriend? Like hundreds and hundreds, right? Because she's a fucking dime a dozen. Because she is a really good girl. So what? I'm gonna fucking piss her off and get her to leave me because I set a ridiculous standard? No, of course you should have some reasonable standards, but that is a ridiculous standard. Like this idea that men are just being flooded with options and we just get our pick of the litter.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Unless you're a celebrity, right? But you're making it seem, but you're saying like, oh, okay, well, if it doesn't work out with her, there's gonna be another girl. Probably not.
No,
and it's really hard to find a really good girl.
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong with that. Because if a guy compromises his standard, then his role in a relationship and with his requirements is not going to be met. He may not put his 100% all into it.
It's a dumb
Some
standard.
guys could compromise if they open-minded and say, you know what? Maybe for this girl, she's a dime a dozen. Let me just not put that standard. Let me put that to the side. Some guys, oh hell no, it's all or nothing. All of these standards, or this is no ring. Myron is that type of guy. He's that militant type of guy. Some guys may compromise. Guess what? That's okay. If he is that militant type of guy to say, you know what, all or nothing, that's just his standard. He may take longer to find a wife. He may get rejected by a lot of girls. That's his
okay,
right.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. He's not gonna find shit with this kind of standards and logic. Okay.
And guess what? He's already said that he's not going to marry anyone. He's going to find him a wife back in Sudan in his home country.
How convenient for him. Of course, because chicks in the West are not going to go for that, man. Of course.
I agree.
They're going to be like, this is ridiculous. This is insane. Yeah, maybe some Sudanese woman who basically he has an arranged marriage with might go for that. Okay. I mean, sure. If Myron wants to have an arranged marriage with some Sudanese chick, that's the height of his ambition when it comes to women. Kudos to him. I prefer dating hot American chicks with big titties who I guess have like somewhat reasonable standards with, and let her go to the beach by herself. I guess I can deal with that. All right, let's move on to the next point.
Boom, we can close that out. Second, you said Myron kicks out girls for views. I'm gonna disagree on that completely.
Okay.
Because actually, I have a roommate, female. I pushed her. I kept trying. She didn't want to go on. She thought, he was misogynistic or whatever. And she had a friend with her, and I gave her a warning. She was taking some shots. I said, look, don't go on that podcast drunk. Myron's got strict standards. Aaron C. Poxon, the producer, he tells a girl what the rules are. He may say some things that may trigger you. Just don't cut them off. We're going to give you your time to speak, and don't ruin the quality of the show. Lo and behold, my roommate, she did fine, but her friend, on the other hand, end up getting Frank Castle, as they say, getting kicked off because you can tell she was slurring over words. She was drunk, not bringing clear response to certain things. And it got to the point where when Myron and Fresh was like, hey, you know what? How about you move on the other side where my friend was, y'all swap seats. She started to try to, okay, I'm going to switch the mic like this. He was like, whoa, stop, what you doing? Like, and it's okay, like, who brought this girl on? Like, you can tell she's drunk. She got kicked off. Some girls on there they hear things like this, like what Myron saying his views. Hey, I don't want my girl to go out to be by herself. Oh, that's bullshit. That's misogynistic. And then it's like, hold on. Let me explain. No, that's fucked up and this and that. Sometimes girls get triggered on there. And a lot of times, a lot of girls have not been told no in their life. If they meet someone like Myron, hey, you know what? Keep coming off. This is what's going to happen. He gives girls multiple warnings. Look, I gave you your time to talk. Okay. Now, let me talk. I'm not going to tell you again. Girls get multiple warnings. They keep doing what they're doing. They get kicked off. He's not doing it for views.
Okay.
So that's one thing.
Let me address that. Okay. I will concede that there are some situations when the girl legitimately was asking to get kicked out. There have been some of those. I've seen some of those, but there's also a whole shitload of situations where the girl literally gets kicked out for no reason. One recent one they had was when there's a question going around. He asked the chick a question. She responded back with a little sarcasm, like a joke, not directed at Myron, just a general joke. He said, you responded with sarcasm. That's super rude. And then 10 seconds later, they kick her out. So literally, like, every fucking video title they release now is like, chick gets kicked out, Frank Castle. How often do you see that they release a video where that's not in the fucking title? Like, literally.
A lot, actually. They have a lot of panels with good girls where they don't get kicked off.
Let's do a share screen and let's go on Freshandfit.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's take a look at this. Freshandfit. Okay. How can I see there? Okay, whatever. I want to see their channel though. Okay, so we're gonna go on their channel, videos.
Yeah, not every show they're kicking out girls. So They
Okay.
actually say they don't try to kick out girls. They actually admitted that. So
Okay, I want to see where they're because I don't want to see their shorts. I want to see. She thought she was being funny, Frank Castle. She tried to confront Myron last night, but I want to see like this is. I want to see like the full videos. How do I do that?
yeah, you can just go to the list. It's called After Hour Videos. Those are the nights with the ladies on.
How do I do? Where do I go?
Just go to the channel and then click on videos. It's going to show you what the recent video was.
And then how do I sort by after hours?
You can't do that unless
Okay,
they got.
let's just sort by most popular. Okay, Frank Castle.
Now that's different. Now, most popular, yes, a lot of their views may come from videos where they kick out girls.
Okay,
let's look at their list of videos. It's not just all kicking out girls.
How do I sort it by the after hours?
All you do is just go to the videos, like right here. You can literally see right there, like the after hours, and literally can go through each one.
Okay, let me...
And plus, they don't control who comes on. You know, like I say, they have a guy that's Aaron, the producer, force the women on. So a lot of times they don't know who comes on the podcast.
Okay, latest from Freshandfit. Okay, female nature exposed. Okay, we got debate. Then we got progressive feminists got triggered.
One a day ago, finesse sugar daddies. I know you see that. That was
yesterday. Yeah. I'm not. But I'm saying a lot of this shit. Okay, I want to find their. God damn it! I want to find their fucking like. How do I see their after hours? Fresh and Fit. We're clicking on that. Okay, Fresh and Fit after hours. Is this it?
The last girl that got kicked off.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Play all. Okay, there. Now it's fucking doing this. I want to see the list of the video.
Yeah, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Heat Podcast After Hours Edition. We're joined.
Okay, there we go. I think. Okay, I found it. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so we got progressive feminists got triggered. Girl shopped mired. So this happened. Okay, what else do we got? How do I keep going through these?
Last one I seen is 6 days ago. Alpha female did this and got kicked off the podcast.
No, they had a whole bunch. I saw a whole bunch recently. Okay, let's just do it like this. Okay, this includes a whole bunch of shorts, so we have to skip those. But we got. Let's see here.
It may take a while because they do a lot of content, a lot of videos.
This was 2 days ago. She thought she was being funny, so Frey canceled. So this is 2 days ago, not 6 days ago.
Oh well, you know, I missed that one.
Okay, this debate turned violent real fast 4 days ago. Okay, what else do we got here? There's Tommy Sawyer fight. Ratchet woman got triggered with assaults 8 days ago. Female nature exposed. Girls caps, so we use a lie detector test. Okay, what else do we got?
You hold on. You gotta say the ones that got Frank Castle. You just calling out the titles. Yes, the one with Tommy.
Right, but I'm
got to extreme. But I think we're going in circles. The whole point of making is they don't just specifically try to kick off girls like we think.
I should have rephrased that. They like to. They create drama for views. That's not. It's.
I disagree. It's challenging ideas. Like me and you challenging ideas. It's just unfortunately some of the girls.
Feminists got triggered. I mean, it's just I'm seeing a whole bunch of shit about chicks getting kicked out. I've had my podcast.
Just because it says progressive woman gets triggered don't mean they got kicked out. Sometimes unless he got kicked out or Frank Castle, you don't even not even going to know that he's unless he puts Frank Castle kicked off. It's more likely no girl got kicked off on there because they have a lot of episodes where girls that have come on multiple times that are good guests. They have really good ass discussions and guys get a lot of value from them.
Okay, I'm hang on a second. I'm gonna add to the stream, share view. Okay, I just searched Fresh and Fit Frank Castle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's just like there's a whole bunch of them. It's not just like it's happening once in a while. And a lot of those Frank Castles or whatever the fuck they want to call it, it was just like no reason. It was just like literally the chick.
No, you can't say that. Have you watched the whole videos?
I have watched a lot of their content, actually. Yeah, I have actually watched a lot of their content. Yeah, I have. And
but you would know then before they kick off a girl, they give the girls multiple warnings, and if they keep breaking the rules, that's when they get kicked off. It's not if the girl breaks one rule. Yeah, you know what? You broke the rule. I told you what it was in the beginning. Frank Castle, get the fuck out. And also, he usually does a vote in the chat to say, guys, one's in the chat. Frank Castle.
Of course, their fans are going to say yes. Like, let's not.
No. Some guys have said no, keep her on, and mine's like, okay, you know what? The guys, the subscribers say, you know what, we're gonna keep you on. But if it was up to me, I probably would have done it.
I haven't never seen one of those.
What makes the podcast so integrated with the subscribers, with the viewers, because they're a part of the show. That's how they stand out with other podcasts.
Yeah, I understand that. They do a really good job of building engagement with their audience. No one's denying that. Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you think it's alpha to when a girl disrespects you or like cracks a joke or something like that to kick her out of your apartment? Do you think that's alpha behavior?
That's different. If it's a joke, then it's a joke. But if she's disrespecting you, no, that's okay.
Have you ever seen me kick your girl out on my podcast?
I don't even use the word alpha. It's just
the reason these girls disrespect Myron is because a lot of them don't respect him because of the way he carries himself. Because no girl is going to respect a guy who's super prickly and sensitive and butthurt. Have you ever seen me have to kick a girl out? No. Like that shit should happen once in a blue moon, maybe, right? Because when a girl tries to give me shit on my podcast, you know what I do? I give her shit back. I just laugh about it. And then she respects me. She's like, oh, this guy doesn't take shit personally. This guy lets shit roll off his shoulders. This guy's not a little bitch who gets triggered by everything. Right? Being triggered by everything is not an alpha quality. That is just beta behavior 101. So
Myron doesn't do that. He has a lot of patience.
Dude, every fucking show he's like pissed off. Like he always looks perpetually pissed off.
But you cannot say that he just gets pissed off and kicks girls out. He lets the girls say her statement, say the whole thing. The only time he gets pissed off is when he keeps getting cut off.
Oh, dude, he gets pissed off all the time. Dude, I had a chick send me this the other day. I wasn't going to get into it. I had a chick send me this, her conversation with Myron. And apparently she said, okay, this is a good example. We had one chick on our podcast, and she said that she went on a date with Myron. They were out. She asked her, so she asked him, what are you looking for? Something like that. And he got triggered by the question. He gave her a 5-minute long lecture. He got up and then he just stormed out. Like this guy literally gets pissed off and triggered by everything. Like anything, he just takes everything personally, sees everything as disrespect, and just gets super triggered. So you see this.
You obviously don't watch the shows, man.
Yeah, I do. I watch a good amount of them. Yeah.
I doubt it. Yeah, because you would know that he gives these girls multiple warnings before they get kicked off. I know. I can tell you now. Anyone that truly watches them as a fan can see that how much patience Myron had. Now he did admit that. Right now he has more patience than he did.
Yeah, he's gotten better at it. Sure.
But these girls, he's giving these girls multiple times, and a lot of times, what he's feeling is the chat was what the chat feeling. You know what? This girl's being disrespectful. She's constantly cutting them off, let him finish the statement. You know, go and kick him off or whatever.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Sometimes Myron, if Myron's having a good discussion with a girl and the audience she's being too disrespectful, Myron sometimes let her stay just so that they can finish the argument. So I disagree. You don't watch their podcast.
No, I mean that's just genuine for you to say that I don't watch their clips because you have no idea what I watch, and I do watch a good amount of that content.
Well, you would know that if he gives these girls multiple warnings. You would know that then.
Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But okay.
No.
I've seen him get pissed off and kick girls out for like no reason, and I can pull up clips like that because I've seen this happen. I could
go ahead, pull them up then. Pull up one example.
Okay, let me pull up one example right now. Okay, let's go. It was actually a very recent one. Okay, so Freshandfit. Alpha female did this, so she got kicked off the podcast. I gotta remember which one it was. It might take me a second to get to this. Okay. In their game, full breakdown. Thought she was being funny. Is it this one? No, I don't think it's this one.
Oh man, if it's one easy you can pick up, you would have never found it.
Dude, what are you talking about? They have a million fucking videos. It's gonna take me a second to find it.
Hey, you said recently, so recently.
Yeah, it was
the past few days.
Yeah. It was 6 days ago. Okay, I'm about
to. Plus, you can't take a video where it's a clip of right before the kickoff and say, "Look, he kicked off because of this." You gotta see what led up to that.
I mean, dude, like we can't watch a 2-hour stream live on air right now. Like, but I can play the.
But you can't literally show me an example or tell me a video. Hey,
I'm about to show
you. For no reason.
I'm not like a fanboy. I don't sit around and like fucking watch all their videos. Like, yeah,
I'm not a fanboy either.
I'm not saying you are, but like, dude, your argument is.
I do know enough to where he gives these girls multiple
No.
chances.
Hang on. Dude, your argument is because I can't pull this up right away because I have a million fucking videos. That somehow dismisses my argument.
I'll give you time, but I'm just saying. I wouldn't tell you to stop. I'm just saying, come on. If you said recently, you should have put it up like that.
Yeah, because they drop like 3 videos a day, dude. Just because it was.
You said recently, you should know what was recent.
Because I watch a million fucking channels, dude. Like you realize this is what I do for work. I watch them. I watch Abba and Preach. I watch everyone in the space. Like this is such a ridiculous argument that because I can't pull this up within like 10 seconds, that somehow dismisses my argument.
I'll give you time. I'm just saying, if it was recent, you would have been done put up. You know what I'm saying?
No, because they release a million. Yes, most normal YouTubers, they release 3 videos a day. Like that doesn't prove or disprove anything. It takes me a second to find this. Okay.
See what you got.
Alpha meets. Okay. Alpha meets Frank Castle.
I am the table. Sorry.
I just lay there and just
Right,
wait
yeah.
for whatever comes.
I'm going with you. I'm just gonna lay there with you too.
All right, so you go with the flow.
So that's what you bring back to the man that's gonna.
Yeah, I'm dead inside. Yeah, everything's dead.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
lie
with
there, wait to be raped.
I see you.
Whoa.
Yeah, I actually seen this
I like her.
episode.
Hang on.
I'm just gonna go with her answer.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can come with the real answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say because if you're gonna give sarcastic answers like that, you don't have to be on the show.
Okay.
I
It's
like her
extremely
answer.
disrespectful to be sarcastic like that on a podcast.
It's extremely disrespectful. It's extremely disrespectful to be sarcastic. That's his logic. Okay.
Right, he does the same thing.
Chat. What do y'all want, bro? You want
Like she made like a little fucking joke. It was probably in poor humor, but that's enough for her to get kicked out, and he's about to kick her out. That was the fucking provocation. Her just having
What he incentivized is she needed to answer the question. She just gave a bullshit answer. That's what he's saying.
That's
So
what
if you're not gonna take it serious, then you need to get off the podcast.
Dude, that's what most chicks do because when you have chicks on the podcast and they're drinking, and this is 2 hours in, and the question is, what do you bring to the table?
You don't know. She was bullshitting before this. I know this episode. She was bullshitting even before this.
Okay, I mean, dude, in this situation, we don't have time. We can't go through a 2 hour fucking clip. But
Plus, keep playing it. If I remember correctly, he didn't even kick this girl off because the chat proving my point.
He did.
The chat wanted her to stay on.
Nope.
Karma out? Should Karma hit Karma back?
Hey.
Give me ones in the chat if you guys want her gone.
Karma is the way it's supposed to be.
You guys want her gone? Give me a one in the chat.
Karma's gone. Look, Karma's a bitch. Nah, fuck that. Karma's a bitch.
And then her. I mean, if you're gonna make sarcastic comments and not contribute to the conversation, then that's cool. You can go too.
I honestly just don't have an answer to the comment.
Not bring subject to the conversation.
Hang on.
My point.
You've seen a bunch of girls go before. You had plenty of time to prepare.
I know, but I feel like everybody has made valid answers, and I just don't have a genuine.
I know.
Like,
Is it terrible that we are giving our own like?
She doesn't have an answer because it's a fucking ridiculous question. What do you bring to the table? It's like I don't even know how I would answer that question myself.
Answers to the questions.
All right. So what's the chat saying, Chris?
1.
Yeah. All right. Karma, you out.
All right, so there we go. So you're wrong about that. So he does.
That's
kick.
it.
Yeah, he uses the.
He
fucking,
gave the chat a choice.
Yeah, okay, that doesn't mean shit.
Value to the conversation. The chat said, "Get her out of there."
Of course, the chat wants to see fucking drama, dude.
No, that proves you wrong. You said Myron kicks off girls for no reason. You literally just proved my point. That was for no reason.
Okay, because
agreed that hey, we want her out. That's what he did.
Okay, let me rephrase my statement.
No, ain't no rephrasing.
What do you mean there's no rephrasing? That's how a debate works, dude. Like people change their minds. So I'm gonna rephrase my statement. Myron kicks them out to please his audience. It's not. There is a reason. It's just a dumb reason.
But you can't say he kicks them out for no reason.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase it. He kicks them off for a dumb reason.
Okay,
there we go.
Case closed.
It still doesn't fucking dismantle my argument that he basically.
It don't, because it's different between leaving it up to the chat and him doing it personally for no reason.
Right.
You make it sound like if a girl just says, "Hey, I don't disagree with your statement," you know what? Get the fuck out.
If I right now. Not that I would ever do this, but if I right now said to my chat, "Yo, guys, who wants to see me fucking kick Jaymon off?" Everyone would say yes. I'm not gonna do that because that's like super disgenuine. But like, yeah, of course.
Hey, if that's how your show is formed and structured, you should do what your subscribers want. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not gonna pander to my base. I'm just gonna do what I think is right.
Well, that's what. This is how you run things. This is how they run things.
Oh no, they can run things however they want. I'm not saying they should run things differently. I'm just saying I'm free to criticize them for
But
doing dumb shit.
you're being disingenuous when you say he kicks off girls for no reason, and that's a lie.
Okay, so I'm going to rephrase my statement. I'll officially acknowledge that they kick girls off for a dumb reason. Okay, that's it. So that's not really a big change, but whatever.
That can be your opinion. That can be your opinion, but it's for no reason. So last topic, I don't want to be
pander to their base, like as if that's a good reason. But okay,
that's the show. That's why they've grown so much.
Well, no, that is true. They have grown largely because of drama, because it's a Jerry Springer style show, and people love drama.
Actually, no, that's a very small part. They actually do a lot more than just
right. But if you look at the top viewed videos, it's all about kicking chicks out and drama.
Yes,
like,
he admitted that.
I understand they do Monday Mondays and fucking jerk off Wednesdays, but the shit that actually gets clicks and views is all about kicking chicks out.
And Myron admitted, he said, guys, look, don't no one want to look at the Money Mondays, the Fitness Fridays. Those are the videos the guys need to really go look at. But instead, guys want to go see titties and kicks out. They say, hey, we get it, but guys, if they come in for that stuff with the Jerry Springer stuff, and maybe they discover that we do Money Mondays, Fitness Fridays, hey, maybe they can find that stuff when they come in for that reason. So he acknowledged that a lot of views come from the kickouts.
Yeah, no, I acknowledge that Myron is smart enough to pick up on a trend, and I'm not even necessarily faulting them.
It's not a trick.
Basing them, riding the wave of like what people want to see. Okay, that's like they want to have that kind of show. That's fine. That's on them. I don't really care. But
that's not their whole show. They do a lot more.
But that's the part of the show that matters. That's the only reason they're popular. If it wasn't for the kickouts, then no one would know who the fuck they are.
They can't help that though. But you can't say that they're not offering value other than kicking off.
Right, but I could also, I mean, sure, I guess I could do super trashy content and my show would grow faster. I just choose not to do that, but okay, whatever.
That's not your show. So, yeah.
I mean, I could make my show whatever the fuck I want it to be. I guess I could start doing kickouts and get a lot more views and clicks and subscribers. I just choose.
There you go. Just like with you, I come to you for text game. I go to Myron for female nature, things of that nature, things that you don't discuss. Myron don't discuss things that you discuss about text game, Tinder. That's why people go to different people for different entertainment.
Oh, Myron doesn't discuss game because Myron doesn't really understand game. That's probably why he doesn't discuss it. But okay, I think we kind of beat this horse to death. Let's move on to the next point.
Last one, and then you said that Myron is hypocritical when he says don't subscribe to Girls OnlyFans, but tells people to sign up for the Patreon.
Yes.
And I would say that's a lie because
what kind of content is on the Patreon?
Well, actually, I'm not on the Patreon, but they specifically explain, hey, you want to us help you out more personally on a more in-depth level, subscribe to our Patreon. We can give you a little answer to your question, but go to our Patreon for a more in-depth.
So basically,
hold on, sir, hold on. Also, he does things like like another top tier Patreon. You can come on the podcast. You know, you get more. It's a different tier to it. You get more exclusive content. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't subscribe to it personally, but it's not just it's different from OnlyFans where he's saying, yeah, guys, like, you know, we recommend don't be paying these OnlyFans. We know y'all gonna do it. So if the girl say, hey, if a super chat say, hey, shawty with the red, I'm really feeling her, say, okay, give them your IG, you know, or plug in your information. He gives the girls, if they really was misogynistic, he wouldn't be letting these girls, hey, plug in your business, plug in your OnlyFans, plug in that, etc. So that I'm going to disagree.
Okay, let me respond to that. Okay, so in multiple episodes, Myron and Fresh have said, yo, if you guys want to see this chick's titties, if you want to see them naked, if you want to see them do this and that, subscribe to Patreon. So they're using pornography because they know that's what gets views to get people to subscribe.
No, at that time, hey, we're going to give y'all a taste, but if y'all want to see the rest of the footage, hey.
If you guys want to see these chicks' titties.
They've also called out and say, look, we made a mistake. We know a lot of you guys was saying you using girls and nude.
Yeah, they got called out. They stopped doing something.
But they've already acknowledged that and said, look, we're not going to be doing that.
Okay, but I made that video.
footage, they come into our Patreon.
Okay. I made that video before they acknowledged that. And they acknowledged that because people called them out on it. That's why they said, okay,
Yes.
I'm going to do that. But yeah, they were saying like, yeah, you guys see one of these chicks' titties? You want to see them naked? Subscribe to our Patreon. They were using, chicks as lure to get people to subscribe for their paid-only service. I don't see how that's so different than
But guess what?
showing their titties to get them to subscribe to their OnlyFans. Can you explain to me how that's
If
so different?
If he had the same knowledge like you had by not pandering to the base, he could have easily ignored their request and kept doing what he did. Hey, yeah, come on, we got Kiki Cloud in. She got titties. Come on in. And you would see they subscribe base go down. So they acknowledge that and say, look, we're going to give you guys what y'all want. We're gonna
just like OnlyFans chicks give guys what they want too. Because if the guys didn't want to see chicks on OnlyFans, then guys would. I'm not saying that it should be illegal, but I'm not saying OnlyFans should be made illegal. But guys are subscribing to chicks OnlyFans because they want to see their titties, just like they're subscribing to Freshandfit Patreon because they want to see those chicks that were on the show their titties. I mean, how's that so?
No.
Can you explain to me how that's?
They don't advertise. Hey, you want to see titties? Come to our Patreon. They all like whenever guys super chat certain questions that need more in-depth answers. Fitness, they may say, hey, message me on IG. I do fitness. I have a fitness price or whatever package.
They've done that.
Hold on. Fresh be like, hey, you know what? We've already talked about this on Patreon. Go subscribe to our Patreon. We got an answer for you there. They don't have to answer the same question over and over again. They say, hey, just go to our Patreon for that. There's nothing wrong with that.
They've used sex as a way to sell, which is no
different. Yes, at that time. But you making it seem like that's that. Their whole thing of trying to get guys on their Patreon is just so they can see titties. That's not that was one part of the Patreon at that time. But they're not every episode. Hey guys, subscribe to our Patreon. We got some titties on there. We got some ass. Go subscribe. They say, look, we got answers. You can talk to us about this, different topics. So yes, at that time, yeah, you say, hey, you know what? And he's acknowledged. He told the girls, hey, we want to have you on the podcast. Maybe you can be on our Patreon. And yeah, he saw that the audience was not with that. You know what, guys? I made a mistake. We're not going to do it again.
Yeah, I got called out for it, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, let me ask you a few questions.
Because they actually listen to what the audience say.
Okay, you got to let me get a word in. Okay, so let me ask you a few simple questions. I want you to answer in a very simple way, no monologues or anything like that. Okay, so how many videos did I make criticizing them on that?
On what? The Patreon?
Yeah, the Patreon thing.
I'm not sure. I mean, I did it. Was one video where you did that.
Yeah, so. I did. So while they were doing it, I did it. Then they got called out on it by me and other people. They stopped doing it, and I stopped criticizing them on it. So it's not like I'm making videos constantly about them doing that. I made a video on it when they were doing that. So now now that we've established that, explain to me if, let's say, an OnlyFans chick had videos of her teaching cooking and teaching other life skills, but she was also using her titties as a way to sell, right? Would that still be like using sex as a way of selling?
Using sex as a way of selling. I mean, yeah, obviously, if she want to attract different guys because she know that they're going to subscribe to her for titties, then they so happen when they subscribe. Oh, what you said that she does teach you how to do what?
To cook, clean, whatever.
Okay. If she said, okay, I know they're going to come in for this, maybe when they see my actual content, they're going to learn how to cook and clean. If that's their strategy, that's cool with it. That didn't work with Myron and them, so they apologized, and that was that.
But okay, so yes.
But you make it sound like they got called out for it. Only reason why they advertise their Patreon is because they try to entice guys in with titties. That was at that one point in time. They don't.
Yeah, they tried it. They got called out for it, and then they didn't do it. Yeah.
Okay, but even until now, you've said you've had this ideology to think that they only have guys subscribe to Patreon just so they can see titties. No, it's a whole other value on that other side of
right. But the reason they were pushing the titties is because they know sex sells, just like everyone knows sex sells. Right. So at that time they were doing it. And Myron literally, when he was on the Roommates podcast, he literally said this verbatim. He said, well, these guys are going to simp from somebody, so they might as well simp for us.
Hey, he's speaking facts. Hey, these guys, no matter what he tells them, hey guys, don't be paying these girls for box.
Right. Don't simp for the girls. Just simp for us. Don't give your money to these chicks. Just give your money to us. Don't simp for the girls.
Look, guys, y'all gonna do that. We say y'all don't do it, but hey, you can subscribe to our Patreon. We're going to give you value with this, with that.
Yeah. You don't see how that's different.
You're making it sound like they're selling their Patreon just so that guys can look at titties, and that's incorrect.
No, they don't care what the guys look at. They just want money to come in, and they know that sex sells. If that wasn't the reason, then why would they use the titties as bait? Why would they say, "Yo, you guys want to see Kiki Cloud fucking naked, blah blah blah"? Subscribe to our Patreon. Why would they mention that?
If that was true, Alex, they would have not reached a milestone. I forgot what it was. Fresh and Fit chat, y'all can correct me. We reach a certain amount of patrons. We're gonna go to any city that y'all choose and do a meetup. I think they just chose Dallas. The chat can correct me on that. But they hit a milestone. So you know what? We're gonna meet up. We're gonna do a vote. We're gonna meet up with you guys.
Sure.
So
How does that change? How does that change the fact that they were using at one point in time sex as a way of selling?
No, but till now, you think that the only thing they do is pro guys.
No. See, again, you're making a strongman argument. That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking, how does that change the fact that at one point in time they were using sex to sell?
I'm not disputing that, but what I'm disputing on is that you claims that they only advertise at Patreon and get money from guys just to show titties, and no, they also actually offer value to these people that go to their value that may not get from just being a subscriber. They get a different type of value, more in-depth value.
Value is subjective. But Myron literally said that these guys are going to simp for somebody. They might as well simp for us. You don't see that as being fucked up?
No, I don't.
You don't.
Because guess what? They're paying for more in-depth connection with them. They've said that. You get a $5 Patreon, you get other exclusive content that we can't post on YouTube. Maybe too controversial, or maybe the titties and ass, like you said. You do our medium tier, you get this. Top tier, we're sold out, but you get this type of value with it. They explain to guys like a menu, hey, this is what you get for this, but we don't care, guys. Like, you can
I didn't say there's absolutely no value. Hang on, stop. I want to address this person. I didn't say there's absolutely no value, right? I never said that. I'm saying that they're using at that video, and I haven't actually brought this up in a while. In that video, I said that they're using sex to sell exactly like how the chicks on OnlyFans are using sex to sell. And just because that chick on OnlyFans has other content where she's cooking, where she's teaching this and that, doesn't change the fact that she's using sex as a way to sell.
Correct, but that's not what they're doing.
That's what they were doing at one point in time.
One point in time, not all the time.
Okay, so
But you make it seem like they do this all the time. That's what I'm speaking to you about.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, dude, it's like I stole from you a few times, but I haven't been stolen from you in like 2 years, so that's okay. Like, how does that make it okay? Like, yo, dude, I only stole from you a few years ago. I haven't stole from you in a while, so you're making it seem like I steal from you every day. But I only steal from you once in a blue moon. Like, that's like, how is that okay? Like, their whole message is, don't simp for these chicks. These chicks are trying to take your money. Don't let these chicks finesse you. Don't simp for these chicks. You shouldn't be paying to see chicks naked, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay when they have naked girls on their private platform and use that as a selling point. Do you not see the contradiction?
No, because you keep going past what I just said. I said at one point in time, they say, hey, look.
We're discussing.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. They said at one point in time, hey, you know what? We got Kiki Kano. We're going to give y'all a taste of what y'all could see in our Patreon. This is one of them, seeing some titties. But they didn't just specifically say, hey, we got titties in here. Come subscribe. They've been saying, even before that episode, hey, guys, you want to join our Patreon? We can have more in-depth conversation about different issues, topics, etc. Okay, you have Kiki Cloud. Come on, go. Let's try this. Let's bring them in. We're friends with Kiki Cloud, porn star. You know, hey, we can also offer them some entertainment with some girls that they may be feeling. They may want to see what they look like behind the scenes. Hey, let's put the Patreon. Hey guys, if y'all want to see the goods on this episode, hey, subscribe to our Patreon. Chat say, you know what, we're not with that. We may be with you for the the value, but we're not gonna be with this for just seeing titties. They said, look guys, we're sorry. We're gonna go with your demands and we're not gonna do that again. Case closed.
Well, the case is not closed. Okay, so let me ask you a series of simple questions. If I steal from you once, is that wrong? Yes or no?
Yes, it's wrong.
Okay. You acknowledge that they, at some point in time, were using sex to sell. Yes?
That's what I just said.
Okay, cool. Okay, so do you think it's wrong for people to use sex as a way to sell and to get members? Yes or no?
No.
You don't think that's wrong?
No, because guess what? I can't judge someone on what they do. Like I'm not God.
You
Like
can judge people. You don't have to be God to
say,
judge
hey,
people.
you want to sell? You want to? Girls do it every day. Girls literally sell themselves sexually on Instagram by showing
the same logical fallacy. Girls do this, girls do that. Two wrongs don't make a right. And yes, you don't have to be God to judge people. I judge people all the time. I see a fucking dude fucking not cleaning up their dog shit. I judge them. Like you can judge people all day, every day. You don't have to be God to judge someone. Like,
okay, but what, like, you know, you can obviously judge, but like what I'm saying is, are you going to determine if that's wrong or right? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
All I'm saying it's very hypocritical to tell guys don't send for these chicks and then basically do the same thing that the OnlyFans chicks do at one point in time. And then go on a podcast. Hang on, stop. Let me finish. And go on a podcast and say, literally, these guys are going to simp for somebody, so they might as well simp for us. Like, I think that is pretty fucked up. Yes, and critical.
You literally make it seem like they scandalous, being scandalous to guys, and say, you know what? We're going to just put titties on. They're going to subscribe to this, and you know they're going to come in for this specific. They have since grown a Patreon to meet their milestones without having to put girls on there.
Everyone knows that sex sells. It's not a big secret. Sex sells. And if their goal is purely to make money, that's a good strategy to use sex as a form of selling. The problem is that it's very inconsistent with their values. So when Adam from No Jumper creates an OnlyFans account, that's pretty consistent with what he's been saying. So no one gives a shit.
Exactly.
So Adam from No Jumper does the same thing, there's really not an issue there because it's consistent. It's very inconsistent though with Freshandfit's values when they constantly say, don't simp for these girls, don't simp for these girls, don't simp for these girls. But then they say it's okay to simp for us, but it's not okay to simp for their girls.
Wrong. They don't constantly say, oh, guys, I want y'all to simp for us. We know y'all.
No, they don't constantly say that.
He was putting a point in that interview. Look, guys are going to say that. They're going to pay for this, but they can come to us, get exclusive content, get advice, get real value. They're going to do it to these girls anyway, so they can say, hey, we can give them value for it.
They're gonna pay for it to see chicks' titties.
No,
so that money, it might as well go to us.
You keep making that fallacious statement. Oh, they're going to pay to see chicks. You putting words in their mouth. They did not say that. Yeah, guys are going to come to us because they do it for girls, and you know that they're going to just come to us because we're going to put some titties in there here and there. They said long before that. Before they even tried that out, they've already said what their Patreon includes.
Right, and then they realized that they were not making enough money just from having the quote-unquote value in the Patreon. So they're like, oh, let's throw some titties in there, and then we can make a lot more money because everyone knows that sex sells. Oh, shit, people are calling us out for that because it's inconsistent. We better do a 180 on this and not do that anymore. Pretty simple. I mean, I don't think this is a fucking grand mystery what happened in that statement. And then later, again, like literally, I think it's so telling that on the roommates they said, which was pretty dumb of them to actually admit this. Well, these guys were going to simp for somebody, so they might as well simp for us. Yeah, they're like that was purely a money tactic, and then they realized they got a lot of backlash for it. So then they apologized and they stopped doing it. I mean, that's really
because they got a lot of backlash after the whole titties thing.
Yeah, because
hold on, sir. If that really was what their Patreon was about, they would have not even reached a Patreon goal of whatever 2,000 to be able to. And they've been saying this for months, guys. You reach this Patreon, we're gonna have y'all do a vote. We're gonna fly out to anywhere and do a meet and greet. If people really didn't see value in that, they would have not. After apologizing and saying we're not going to do the titties thing again, they would have not continued to grow after that.
Dude, the one thing doesn't change the other. They have a lot of very loyal fans. Everyone knows that. How does that change the fact that at one point in time they were using sex as a marketing strategy?
I mean, I can say I'm a loyal fan, but I don't see the need to pay for their Patreon. But someone else that may be dealing with different situations, they may want a little bit more value. They may want to pay for that.
Let's, for argument's sake, assume that their Patreon is full of value that you can't get anywhere else, that it's like the best thing ever. That still doesn't change the fact that at that point in time, they were using sex as a way
to I agree. That point in time.
Right. And that's pretty hypocritical since they always said, don't pay for chicks OnlyFans, don't do that. That's pretty hypocritical.
But you making that one point in time be the indefinite picture of everything. That's what you make.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just talking about.
Yes, you are. You literally saying that. Yeah, they did this at one point in time, but that's the only reason why they tell guys to go on their Patreon. They admitted when they made a mistake and said, "Look, we're not going to do that again."
Well, they got called for it. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to make a mistake when you get called out for it. I'm sure.
And that's what being human is. But they're not being hypocritical and saying, "Yeah, you do this for OnlyFans, so they might as well send for us. We're gonna put some titties out." No, they offer value.
How is it not hypocritical for them to say, since the beginning of their podcast, don't send for these chicks, don't send for these chicks, don't pay for their OnlyFans, and then using at one point in time, I don't care if they haven't done it in ages, at that one point in time, how is that not hypocritical for them to use sex as a way to get more guys to subscribe to their Patreon? Can you explain to me how that's not being a hypocrite?
It's not hypocritical because they tell you off rip, what are you getting with the Patreon? That's what I'm trying to make to you. They're not literally tricking guys and saying, "Hey, look, titties," and or
hypocrisy.
Or saying, titties. They're telling them, "Hey, this is what you're going to get." At this point in time, we got Kiki Khan on. This is something else that you can get with our Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Hypocrisy doesn't need to be trickery. You can be hypocritical without tricking people. I never said that they were tricking people. I said they were being hypocrites because since the dawn of time, since the dawn of their podcast, they said, don't sit for these chicks OnlyFans, don't subscribe, don't get tempted by paying for porn or paying for all that. And then they use porn as a way to get more people to subscribe to their channel, which directly puts money in their pocket. I don't care if they don't do
that. No, because that's not what the foundation of the Patreon was.
Let me talk. I don't care if they have the best content ever. I don't care if they haven't done it in ages. That still doesn't change the fact that at that one point in time, they were being hypocrites.
And guess what? They acknowledged the mistake. So what argument we're making?
Okay,
so argument I'm making is you saying that's what the Patreon is all about.
Dude, like just because you acknowledge a mistake doesn't change the fact. How does that? Okay, so they acknowledged they were being hypocrites. That doesn't change the fact that they were being hypocrites. Like I can kill someone and say I killed that person. It doesn't change the fact that that person is dead. Like, do you see that? Like, that's very problematic logic.
You talking about death? You talking about you're moving the goalpost over?
I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm trying to make an analogy that will get the point across to you that acknowledging something doesn't change the fact that it was done.
And look, they said they agreed that, hey, we're not going to do that again. But you make the fallacy of thinking that their Patreon is only trying to entice guys for titties. But they've even before that, they told guys, look, this is our Patreon. We're gonna give you this value, have more in-depth conversation about different life topics.
I'm not saying that they're okay. I'm not saying that their whole marketing plan is just titties, but I am saying that at one point in time they were using. That's when I made the video. At that point in time, it's not like I made this video recently. At that one point in time, they were using sex as a selling tool, which is hypocritical with their values from the start. And you still haven't disproved to me why that's not hypocritical. Now you're saying you changed your argument to saying, well, they apologized. Okay, so what? Doesn't change the fact and doesn't change my criticism.
No, it's not hypocritical because their Patreon was not based on sexual content like you saying with OnlyFans.
Okay.
The ideology Myron is saying, don't be simping for these women, giving them money for this and that, because women put you in the money frame. And you want to be able to get girls without having to give them money. That's what he was trying to explain right there.
I understand that their Patreon has a whole bunch of other content aside from titties, right? I understand that. I'm saying that still doesn't change the fact. You don't have to do something a whole bunch of times for it to be hypocritical. All you have to do is do it once, right? And they did it more than once. It doesn't have to be like they did this for ages. At that one point in time, when they did it several times, when they used sex as a selling point, that action was hypocritical with their values. Do you?
No, disagree.
So you don't think it's hypocritical when someone says, don't sign up for Chicks OnlyFans, don't pay for box, don't pay for porn, don't play into this whole thing, don't send for these chicks, and then uses sex as a selling point, gets naked girls on a Patreon, says, hey, subscribe to my Patreon to see this, and then goes on another podcast and literally says, hey, these guys are going to send for somebody, they might as well send for us. You don't think that's hypocritical?
No, because that's not what the foundation was about. That's not what
it doesn't matter what the foundation is about. It doesn't. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to the point what the foundation is about. It still doesn't change the fact that that action is hypocritical. Dude, 99.9% of their content could be not OnlyFans related. That still doesn't change the fact that 0.1 content they put out there, that's being a hypocrite. You don't have to be a hypocrite like 100% of the time for you to be a hypocrite. All you have to do is do it once or twice. That's it. Like, I don't understand why. I think you're just being disgenuine right now or stubborn that you don't want to admit.
No, I'm not, because you actually up until this point, your beliefs was that only reason why he brings people on the Patreon and he gets them on the Patreon is with the whole titties thing, and that's what I'm gonna disagree about.
No,
That's
I
what
know,
you
I
thought
know,
up
that
to
they, I
this
know that
point,
they
and
have
then
more.
was-
No, I know that they have more of a selling point than just titties. I know they have more to their marketing.
Now you do. You're acknowledging that now, but on
No,
your video,
I've always
that's
known
why I
what-
wrote notes down. On your video, you were saying they're hypocrites because they tell guys that they go to
Yeah, they
OnlyFans,
are.
they do the same thing. But
They
I'm
are,
assuming
dude.
that they acknowledge that mistake.
Right,
It's
but
not
that video was made
hypocritical.
before they acknowledged the mistake. Like, how
It's
can
not
you know?
hypocritical that they're saying, hey, you know what? Don't subscribe to OnlyFans, but you know what? We got titties and this and that, because that's not what the whole vision of the Patreon was about.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that 99% of the content has nothing to do with it. That's what you don't seem to understand. Like, you seem to think that you need to have like some kind of like 60% needs to be hypocritic in order to hit this hypocrisy threshold. All it takes is one Hippocratic action for you to be a hypocrite in that circumstance. Like,
You're
dude,
being
like-
disingenuous though,
okay,
saying
hang
that
on.
they're hypocrites because of that one little mistake.
Right, in that situation, they're being hypocrites, dude. Like, if I say, never, if I tell my subscribers, guys, never pay for box, never pay for sex, never do it, it's horrible, don't do it, and then I go out and have sex with a prostitute once, and even though 99% of my link count is normal chicks, just me fucking that prostitute just that once is still me being a hypocrite. I don't have to do it a whole bunch of times, and I can apologize afterwards when I get caught and say, yo, I shouldn't have done that, blah blah blah. That still doesn't change the fact that in that situation I was a hypocrite.
Yeah, but you can't be disingenuous in saying that these hoes, they're frauds, they're hypocrites, because they said do this and then they done that. Look, they acknowledged that. You know what?
They were hypocrites.
You guys value, you know, and it's not even hypocritical because I'm gonna tell you
this, dude. Like, this is
it's not even hypocritical because
okay.
Hold on. Let me finish. They were only selling their Patreon just for women. They done some episodes, had Kiki Cloud on. They say, you know what? We can't do some of this stuff on YouTube, but y'all can go see it on the Patreon. That's not being hypocritical.
Okay. You keep.
He's not putting the Patreon back here and saying, but look, there's titties though. If you want to get back there, there's titties. That's being disingenuous and saying that they're hypocrites because they're saying, look, some things we can't put on YouTube. So go to our Patreon. You want to see this? Go to Patreon. The people's like, you know what? We're not with the titties and stuff. Just stick to this stuff. They say, okay, this is what we're going to do. That's not being hypocritical at all.
Okay, can you define the word hypocrisy for me?
Hypocrisy is saying like a politician saying, go get the jab. It's for your safety, but then they're not doing it. Or wear a mask. And then they're like, you know what? Masks work. You should wear it, but I'm not going to wear mine. That's what's being hypocritical.
So it's doing something that's opposite of what you preach. So basically, the technical definition is the practice of claiming to have moral standards or belief to which one's own behavior does not conform or pretend. So basically, yes, it's when you're talking about one thing and you do something opposite, right? It's saying one thing and doing the opposite. That's the definition. So in this situation, they said that, you shouldn't subscribe to Chicks OnlyFans. You shouldn't, you shouldn't
correct
play into this whole sex marketing thing. You shouldn't do that, blah, 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 right? But then, then in there, that's what they say. But their actions are taking naked chicks, putting them on their own Patreon, and using that as a selling point. Do you not see how there's a difference between what you preach and what you do?
No, because the difference is, it's like, hey, certain things we can't put on YouTube. If you want to go check it out, go visit our Patreon. But they're not saying, hey, we're gonna put titties up. So if you do want to see this, hey, you can go check it out. He's giving the guys option. Look, we done this episode. You can go see Kiki's cop titties or whatever. We can't even post this stuff on YouTube. So if you want to check this out, go subscribe to our Patreon. They're not literally contradicting what they're saying and saying, you know what, hey, subscribe to our OnlyFans, because this is what we do. This is what our Patreon is about. He's like, you know what? Some things we can't put on YouTube. This is probably one of them, some exclusive things that we can't put on YouTube. If you want to see these things, go subscribe to our Patreon. We also got other things. That's the point that I'm trying to make. But they're not hypocritical in saying, hey, certain things we can't post, go visit. Because they're not advertising the Patreon as something with titties trying to entice
people. They did it multiple times. They did that multiple times.
Like I said, they give the guys, you know what? We're going to do this episode, but we're going to do some other stuff. that we can't put on YouTube. If y'all want to see that, go subscribe to our Patreon.
Okay,
Y'all
I mean, dude, the mental gymnastics you're doing to get out of justifying them,
it's not
insane. But okay,
it's not because he literally quotes on there. You know what? We can't post these things on YouTube. But you
change the fact that they're still being hypocrites.
You try to make it seem as if that they're trying to entice people to pay them just to see titties.
That's what they did multiple times.
No, that's not what.
I don't care if there's more to their channel.
They say, you know what? You want to see some of this footage, but this is not what our Patreon is all about. He's made that even before then.
Right. It's not what's about, but we're using. It doesn't matter if their Patreon is all about that or not. They're still using sex as a selling point. Okay, we're going in circles here. Let's move on. Is there any other point? Because I want to ask you a whole bunch of questions. So
that was mainly it for us. There, I got other stuff, but I'm gonna give you time to say what you want to ask me.
Oh, I got a whole bunch.
Or if you want to bring anyone else on, that's up to you.
No, man. I think we've gone for 3 hours, so I don't think we have time for other guests.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit, this chick is like, hang on 1 second, let me check this. Okay.
Go ahead. Get my charge.
Oh shit, this chick is close. All right, yeah, we gotta call it pretty soon because I got a chick on the way.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna ask this. How do you feel about them doing the copyright strikes?
That's another thing too. Like, all right, hold on. For as the copyright strikes, I mean, I can't really speak on that. But the thing where,
but I want you to speak on that.
Like, do you even have evidence, hard firm evidence showing, hey, they took down, Playing with Fire's Instagram? You know what I'm saying?
But you're just answering my question with a question now. Like I answered your questions for like 2 hours.
Like I say, I answered like I don't know much evidence about the whole
Well, I mean, like Myron publicly said that we're gonna copyright strike channels. Like, what evidence do you need to see besides that?
I mean, I think he mainly was saying he's going after channels that's slandering their name. That's one thing I do remember him saying.
Bro, he literally said we're gonna copyright strike these channels.
Well, I mean, if that's what he want to do, everyone want to make hit pieces and try to get them canceled.
Again,
that's up to him.
No.
Because there is a whole group trying to get them dudes canceled off the internet. And if they can,
you lose a lot of justification in your logic. This is called whataboutism. So when I ask you how about this, you say, well, what about this, right? This whataboutism type of logic. And that doesn't, I don't care if there's a million people making hit pieces on them. I'm asking you, how do you feel about them doing false copyright strikes on content creators like, let's say, Spencer Cornelia or someone like that who's not trying to get them canceled, who's just criticizing them? Do you think that's right?
Like I say, I don't know if you got evidence. Do you got evidence of that? Or are you just making claims about things that they're purposely trying to copyright people that makes claims about them?
What? Yeah, I mean, these people receive copyright strikes. Abba and Preach received copyright
Okay,
strikes.
Do they know it was from Freshandfit?
Yeah, dude, it tells you. YouTube tells you who copyright
strikes. So YouTube says Freshandfit copyrighted, wanted to take your content down.
Yeah, because when you, like, if I have a video that uses Freshandfit content, right, and I do commentary video, like the only person that copyright strike that is Freshandfit, because you have to prove that you are the person like whose content this is. So yeah, like it's clearly Freshandfit that copyright struck Abba and Preach and like the other content creators. Like that's not even up for debate right now.
Okay, well the same fallacy is if like for instance, they used to do drop shipping, sell things on Amazon, etc. Amazon would not allow you to sell things unless you have permission from this certain company, and they want you to provide proof saying, hey, you can sell.
YouTube doesn't work that way.
Hold on, let me finish. You can sell Nestle chocolate bars, but you got to have this footage. If you go on there and try to sell it, okay, Amazon says, okay, so do you have authorization? Nah, you don't have permission. Okay, well, you can't sell this product. I mean, you can say just talking about them, critiquing them. Yeah, it could be kind of wrong because you're just criticizing them. But, at the same time, if you know that this is going to be an issue and actually get your channel and stuff taken down, or if you can fight this too with court, then I would honestly just don't even risk it. I would just say, you know what?
Bruh, I just don't understand why you can't just say that it was fucked up. Like, I don't understand why you're having such a hard time saying, yo, that was fucked up.
No, because if I know that if I know that something is hot, I'm not gonna put my hand over there to it. I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna focus on my subscribers. I'm gonna focus on what my people are looking for. That's what a lot of people do on your channel. They get tired of you always down talking bringing up Freshandfit like the Tate, the Tristan Tate, the interview was phenomenal. Then boom, yeah. What do you think about Freshandfit?
Okay,
it's like
why are you bringing up Tristan? Like,
if you know that if the fire is hot on that side, and your subscribers are not even want that content, just say, you know what? Like you said in one of your other videos, I'm gonna leave it alone. Let them be. Hey guys, I'm gonna give y'all value that what y'all need, what y'all want from me. That's what I'm gonna give value for him. You can say it's wrong, it's fucked up, but hey, if you can't fight it back in court or anything like that, then just say, you know what? I'm gonna leave this alone. Why risking your channel and like your Instagram? I hate that happen. But why risk doing that? Like you say, playing with fire. Why risk playing with fire if you know that you may get burnt from it? I would obviously just leave it alone. Say, you know what? Hey guys, what do y'all want from me?
Well, the reason, to answer your question, the reason I'm not going to leave it alone is because I'm not a bitch and I'm not afraid to stand up for myself. And Freshandfit wants to get into legal battle with me. I would love that because they would get owned.
Well, there you go.
So that's the reason I'm not going to just back off. But again, that still has nothing to do with the question I'm asking you. Is how do you not think that's fucked up? Them doing all these false copyright strike and abusing the YouTube copyright strike system to silence their criticism. Like, I think even the biggest Freshandfit fans will admit that's fucked up.
I will say I'm not for censorship.
There we go.
But like I say, you said what?
Oh, there we go. We're making a little ground.
Yeah, like I'm not for censorship, but if like I say,
and they were trying to censor people.
Hey, if they're not breaking the law.
Just because something is not against the law doesn't mean it's wrong. Like for example.
But what are you gonna do about it? That's my thing.
It doesn't matter what I'm gonna do about it. That still has nothing to do with the point that it's wrong and fucked up.
If it's fucked up, do something about it then.
Why? Like, no, I'm not gonna go and like start a fight with them. Like that's
no. I didn't say start a fight in legal means. You said I'll happily do that. Do something about it then.
Well,
but just to complain and say, "Oh, this is fucked up. Do you think this is right or wrong?" If it's not illegal, then obviously I can't determine if it's right or wrong. They're not breaking the law.
And dude, there's a lot of things that are not legal that are fucked up. Like someone using racial slurs, not illegal, but really fucked up. Like there's things that are not illegal, but they're still clearly fucked up.
But what am I gonna do? Am I gonna just be mad like other black people?
No, but you
what you gonna say to me? Or I can just ignore it and say, you know what, this guy's trying to get under my skin. I'm just gonna not acknowledge it.
Right, but you can still acknowledge that it's fucked up.
Life is full of choices. What life does to you is based on you. It's what your reaction to life is.
But I just don't know why you can't acknowledge that it's fucked up. Like
I say, if it's not illegal, then hey,
so what?
If you think it's fucked up, fight it off in court. Make a difference. Get together with Abba and Preach or other ones. Hey, everyone, let's do a class action lawsuit.
Those are all things that I could do.
Class action lawsuit. Let's change something about this. But just to complain and say, you know what, this is fucked up. How do you feel about it? It doesn't matter really what I feel about it. If I was you, Alex, I would not play with fire and risk getting my channel taken out unless
that's like the whole name of my channel
and fight it off in court. If you can't do nothing about it, look, if you can't do nothing about it, why keep on trying to do it and risking your channel, your whole hard work taken down?
That has nothing to do with you admitting that it's fucked up. Like I just don't understand why you can't admit that. Like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like
I'm not gonna admit it's fucked up because it is what it is. YouTube has to change its rules or its copyright rules. I can my personal belief is it doesn't matter. I can say it's fucked up, it's right, it's wrong. Unless YouTube changes it and YouTube determines if it's right or wrong, my opinion about it don't really matter.
I'm asking you your opinion. Like, I just don't understand why you can't be like, yeah, that was fucked up, in my opinion.
Look, if you're just critiquing, and like I say, you don't know if they're purposely, they got someone else that's working to try to copyright the content, and they're just anyone that they see, oh yeah, you talking about them, we're gonna copyright them. You don't know the full logistics. You need to have full proof and evidence. Okay, Myron, solely Myron, not no one else that's working for Myron. Solely Myron is purposely going and copyright channels because he said multiple times, look, everyone else can talk shit to you guys, but we're going to keep bringing you guys value. We're going to keep bringing you guys better quality of show. We're going to upgrade the cameras, do this and that. These guys can talk shit about us. They can do that, but we're not going to, like he say, we're not going to harp on them and focus on them. We're going to focus on you guys, and that's what he says. So honestly, my advice, if it's like you say, try to take this off in court, try to get evidence.
Dude, that has nothing to do with the topic at hand. What I'm going to do about it?
I didn't upload any footage. And look, for another thing, if you uploading content of theirs, videos, and they didn't give you permission, then that's YouTube right there. There's certain things that they can't even show on their end with videos because they would get copyrighted. Certain songs, certain videos.
You're just going on a big monologue about all the things that are around the situation, but you're not directly answering the question.
I did just directly answer.
I simply asked you, like, why can't you say that that's fucked up? And you're just.
I can't say it's fucked up because guess what? I can't do or say. It's just like, for instance, on YouTube, you can't even speak about the V word with the jab. YouTube will automatically copyright
it has nothing to do
your channel and take it down. I can't say, look, that's fucked up. I can't speak about the jab.
Yeah, you can. You can say that's fucked up. Like, you are allowed to.
But like you can say that, but like, what are we going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, look, you have a solution, Alex. Okay, I can't say the V word, so let me say the jab. I can't say the C word, so let me say the bug.
Those two are separate things. You can think something is fucked up and not do anything about it, or you can, like, that. Those two things are unrelated. You're allowed to hold opinions. Like, I think, for example, that, you know, the shit in Russia and Ukraine is fucked up. I'm not doing anything about it, but I think it's fucked up. So you're allowed to think that things are fucked up without doing anything about it. And all I'm simply asking you is, like, why you can't admit that's fucked up, because it clearly is. But all right, I mean, we're kind of like going in circles. And this chick is here. So, oh, she's already here. All right, I got bounced. All right, guys. So this is
man, Alex, I was gonna say I had a good conversation with you. Like I said, I'm a fan of your channel. I still watch your content, but I had to come to the fence with some of Myron's some of your beliefs. And like, my main thing, like I said at the beginning, I felt like this beef that y'all got is something personal. And when I addressed the whole thing where you didn't let him on the podcast because he had little views, I see where this started from. This is not just a random beef of battling between people in this whole dating metaverse thing. So that's really what I'm glad I found that out for myself. So I'm thinking it's unfortunate that y'all couldn't work out, but I'm thinking that in the beginning, some mistakes was maybe made on both ends. Maybe you did it unintentionally. Maybe he took things like you not wanting to come in on your podcast when you had little subscribers. Maybe he took that a little too the wrong way.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. Maybe y'all can make amends in the future. Nothing's never, impossible. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, I mean, this is interesting. I mean, I don't even know what to make of this debate. But okay, I mean, I think we got a good discussion. So I got balance. I got a chick here. Thanks everyone for
tuning in. Good time. I appreciate everyone.
One of the more interesting live streams I've done. So peace out, everybody.
For sure, everyone. If